And good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining us on this Labor Day holiday and a shortened version of the TV8 News Live at noon. While many of us have the day off, it looks like Mother Nature is not cooperating with the plans for this special day. While some activities are going ahead as scheduled, rain is forcing many to be postponed or moved indoors. Today's rain did take its toll on the annual Labor Fest parade. Not many people ventured out this morning to watch the parade when it left 2nd and Euclid and went to Hardin Labor Park on Morningstar Drive. It's the 12th annual Labor Fest event designed to promote solidarity in the labor movement, which organizers say is more important than ever in this day of layoffs and cutbacks. Labor Fest organizers will cap the day with speeches and activities at the park. TV8's Steve Oswald will have more on Labor Fest at TV8 News tonight, live at 6. Meanwhile, President Bush started this Labor Day holiday with a brisk walk across the Mackinac Bridge in Michigan. Thousands of people followed the president on the annual stroll across the span. Mrs. Bush had to jog to keep up with her husband. Before the walk, Mr. Bush made a pitch for votes. While some Bush supporters chanted 4 more years, another group responded by saying 4 more months. Mr. Bush delivered a labor pep rally speech to the crowd.
And the only other point I want to make that this is Labor Day, and to those hard workers across this country, don't let anybody tell you we are a nation in decline. We're a nation on the rise. Our workers are the most productive any place in the entire world. So the big question is, how do we get this country moving so everybody that wants a job has one? And the answer is to spend a little less government money, tax a little bit less, and stimulate the economy and get it going. And we're going to do that.
Meanwhile, Democratic presidential nominee Bill Clinton plans on visiting the hometown of Harry Truman today to blast George Bush's comparison to the former president. Besides Independence, Missouri, Clinton will visit Ohio and Connecticut. Clinton says he plans to take issue with the president for trying to model his own campaign after the 1948 race when Democrat Truman attacked Congress and won. Clinton says there's a big difference between Bush and Truman. He says Mr. Bush blames everybody else for his problems, while Mr. Truman took responsibility for his. Security forces in the South African black homeland opened fire today on 20,000 marchers, killing at least 24 people and injuring 200 others. Forces say they fired on the African National Congress supporters after the marchers attacked them with handguns and grenades. ANC supporters were marching to protest the region's military government when gunfire broke out. Many eyewitnesses say the forces were not provoked into shooting. 3 former hostages are appealing for forgiveness and an end to the violence in Northern Ireland. They say they hope both sides can learn from their examples. Americans Terry Anderson and the Reverend Lawrence Jenko and Briton Terry Waite are in Northern Ireland for an international conference on resolving violent conflict. They plan to meet today with a 4th former hostage, Brian Keenan of Belfast. Anderson and Jenko say forgiveness is a prerequisite for peace. Waite says the desire for revenge solves nothing. They say Northern Ireland's political discussions include those waging the violence. The United Nations today is trying to figure out how to resume relief flights to Sarajevo. The flights were suspended since a ground-to-air missile downed an Italian cargo plane last Thursday. About 350,000 people in Sarajevo are relying on airlifts for food. A group of UN experts and officials from the former Yugoslav republics is expected to meet in Geneva later today to discuss the plane incident. More victims of Hurricane Andrew are starting to fill 5 tent cities put up by the military. As of last night, the camp's population shot above 2,000, twice the number the night before. The sudden increase is due in part to the Red Cross moving people out of 11 schools where they'd been housed. Officials say they want to get those schools fixed up so the classes can start next week. Despite the jump in the tent city's population, the Army has scrapped plans to build 9 more camps because they say many people are reluctant to use them. Doug Tennell has more on relief efforts in Florida.
With the refugee camps of South Florida filling up with victims of the storm, one federal agency has come under renewed attack for being slow to respond to people's needs. The Federal Emergency Management Agency, or FEMA, faced new charges over the weekend that applications for federal grants to hurricane victims were snarled in red tape. After Terry Thompson was forced from his home into a tent camp, he tried to apply for a FEMA grant, but was told to come back in 3 weeks when officials would accept his application.
Claimed they were too busy.
Did they look too busy to you?
Well, they had a lot of people there, but I don't think they were all that busy.
At FEMA centers in Homestead on Sunday, applications were being accepted on the spot. FEMA officials said they had already mailed out more than $3 million in checks, almost $1 million of them on Saturday alone.
When we first began here, we were inundated. But now we have gotten the equipment in, we have gotten more bodies in here, and you can see for yourself, there's nobody waiting. We process them immediately.
Aid from the private sector continues to pour into the disaster area. With Miami's football stadium in use as a staging area for relief efforts, the home team's opener with New England was postponed. So some of the Dolphins turned up among the tents in Homestead to distribute some sorely needed dry clothing, visit with some battered fans, and otherwise make their day. Doug Tennell, CBS News, Homestead.
And the first of 22 semis loaded with donated goodwill from Iowans arrived in Miami about 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon. Iowa JC's President Tom Grady of Newton says the Iowa group was very warmly welcomed by the volunteers in Florida, who were extremely organized and helped get the food and items off the trucks as quickly as possible. Some of the Iowa JCs making the trip plan to stay in Miami today to help out. And still to come, what goes around comes around. We'll show you the latest in trends for your kids this fall.
Alan Hoffrecht, food editor.
If you're cutting down on saturated fat and you use corn oil for great tasting food, I have a brand new oil for you. New Crisco corn canola oil. Since it's corn oil specially blended with canola, it's 90% unsaturated. Now, olive oil or ordinary corn oil is lower than Crisco. And with Crisco, you know there's no heavy, oily taste. New Crisco corn canola oil, 90% unsaturated, 100% delicious.
Cooks who know trust Crisco.
In the beginning, there was the ordinary chicken sandwich. Our customs stirred. We want the best chicken sandwich. So, Taco John's created the Sierra Chicken Filet Sandwich with seasoned bread, a juicy chicken breast, mild cheddar, lettuce, tomatoes, salsa, and our enticing Sierra sauce. Our customers went wild. It is the best tasting chicken sandwich on earth. Taco John's, more than you imagined.
The new baby was up all night. Now you gotta make the morning right. Folgers always come through. It's decaffeinated too.
Mountain-grown Folgers decaffeinated. It gives you something the other leading brand doesn't. Richer aroma to wake you up.
Now you're off to a great start, 'cause Folgers warmed your heart. The best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup.
No matter how you look at it, the blue label stands for the world's top banana. Chiquita bananas every day at Dillo Foods.
A memorial service for Grinnell College student Tammy Zawicki will take place at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning on campus in Grinnell. Classes have been canceled so that the students can attend. The 21-year-old student was found stabbed to death alongside a road in Missouri last week. She had been missing since August 23rd when her car broke down on Interstate 80 in Illinois as she drove towards Grinnell for the new school year. A nationwide search continues today for her killer. Officials still are trying to track down the driver of a white semi-truck who may have been among the last to see her alive. Lawyers for Minnesota grocery store heir Russell Lund Jr. have until tomorrow afternoon to appeal a judge's decision to open his sealed divorce file. Lund Jr. has been charged in the shooting deaths of his estranged wife Barbara and her boyfriend Kevin Kelly, a Johnston, Iowa resident and former Iowa lawmaker. On Friday, the judge ordered the divorce file open, but he delayed his ruling until tomorrow to give Lund's attorneys time to appeal. A Minneapolis newspaper asked that the file be opened shortly after Lund was charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder. A transplant surgeon says efforts to develop animals as a source for organs for humans will continue, despite the death of a baboon liver recipient. The 35-year-old man died last night at the University of Pittsburgh Medical Center, less than 7 hours after suffering a stroke. He had received the baboon liver 10 weeks ago. Doctors say the man had suffered a blood infection and loss of liver function. Well, what goes around comes around, and if you hunt in your closet or up in the attic, you may have a few. They are the Troll Dolls, a hit several years ago and back again for a new generation. Herb Weisbaum reports.
I want the one with green here, the one with green here.
They're back, and in a big way. With their wild hair.
They're lovable.
Crazy faces.
I think they're ugly.
And big eyes.
Well, they were always different than the regular old Barbie doll.
In the U.S., toy buyers are expected to shell out
Very good.
I've run out of things to say. Years ago. Years ago.
Never run out of things to...
Expect this to be as big as it is?
Not my wildest dreams. My original estimations, they would have locked me up in a straitjacket, and we've well exceeded those.
Price has a lot to do with it. You can get a tiny troll for as little as $3 to $5.
What you doing?
But that's not why kids want them. Here's why.
Because you can play with their hair. You can take off their clothes. Because they look cute.
But really, how could something so ugly be so appealing? We figured the people who sell trolls would know. If they do, they're not saying.
We're just trying to make them as fast as we can.
So we contacted some child psychologists, and they had a simple explanation. Trolls, they say, are loaded with play value.
They're the sort of toy that you can play all kinds of different games with. It's not like the dolly that does one thing. So, and for little girls in particular, you know, you can mess with their hair.
Oh, wow!
Trolls are also a hit with today's baby boomer parents who had trolls when they were kids. Diane Grimm still has hers from 25 years ago. She even remembers their names.
This one is Charlotte. This one is Mickey. They kind of just appeal to that caretaking thing in us. They're these strange, helpless little creatures, and we like them. We're drawn to these things, like little aliens.
When you wish on a treasure troll, who knows what might happen?
Just a handful of companies are competing for the bulk of the troll dollars. Ace Novelty's treasure trolls are outselling all the rest. Ace made trolls 30 years ago. This time around, they've come up with a gimmick, a troll with a colored wish stone in its belly button. Company executives admit they're shocked by this comeback success.
We're delighted. We're thrilled. We're pinching ourselves every morning. It's beyond our expectations. It appears to be exceeding the troll craze of the 60s and then some.
The Treasure Trolls line already includes 500 characters, and more are in the works, like the Cleopatra and King Tut trolls, and the King of Rock and Roll troll.
Okay, we'll be back with a look at your forecast right after this. Stay with us.
Today, room service. She makes breakfast every morning. Coffee. Even if you might not want to, you can't help but wake people up with the fresh mountain-grown aroma of Folgers coffee. Great. Voila.
You made me breakfast in bed.
For up-to-the-minute weather information, day or night, call the TV8 Weather Beacon forecast at 262-7173. Brought to you by First Star Banks, where the people are Main Street friendly and the advice is Wall Street smart.
Iowa families are being squeezed by skyrocketing healthcare costs, by good jobs being shipped overseas, by an economy that's moving even slower than Congress. I'm Jean Lloyd Jones. It's time to ease the squeeze. That's why I'm running for Senate. I won't take PAC money from special interests. I want to work for you.
Ease the squeeze!
Call 1-800-GENE in 92.
Mommy, I want that one.
You want what's best for your kids.
No, Danny, this one's better.
Oh, thank you.
But with apple juice, you pick whatever's on sale.
Oh, come on, Barbara. Apple juice is apple juice.
No, look. Speed's Farm Parents' Choice.
It's got calcium.
New Parents' Choice has all the bone-building calcium of milk, plus as much vitamin C as orange juice, so it's more nutritious than ordinary apple juice.
Calcium and vitamin C. Now that's smart.
New Speed's Farm Parents' Choice, the better choice for growing kids.
Well, Labor Day 1992 will not be going down in the history books as one to remember for outdoor activities. Currently in Des Moines, we have a partly sunny sky, actually. Temperature reading of 67 degrees, downtown 68, our dew point 62. Humidity 84%, winds west at 7, our barometer 29.94. 9 and falling. Much of Iowa received rain this morning. Currently, radar shows you that showers are moving across the state. Numerous showers are occurring at this hour over the eastern two-thirds of Iowa. The strongest storms now are located 35 miles southwest of Cedar Rapids. These storms are producing brief, very heavy rain. with wind gusts of 40 to 45 miles an hour and dangerous lightning. The storms are moving northeast at 35 miles an hour. A cold front in western Minnesota, northwestern Iowa, and central Kansas will be pushing into Wisconsin today. Showers and thunderstorms will occur ahead of and along the front, and much cooler air will then be flowing into the upper Midwest overnight and on Tuesday. Highs this afternoon in the region will be in the 60s and 70s, lows in the 40s and 50s tonight. Frost is even possible in northern Minnesota and western South Dakota, but not for any parts of Iowa. Our forecast for Des Moines and central Iowa calls for a little bit of a mixed bag today for you. We've got sun and rain. We are going to have rain and occasional thunderstorms ending by early afternoon. A 50% chance of thunderstorms redeveloping late this afternoon and evening. Some may be severe with large hail, damaging winds, and intense rainfall. Our highs today will be in the mid-60s to low 70s. Tonight, breezy with a clearing sky, cooler with a low in the low 50s. And for tomorrow, back to work, partly cloudy and cool with a high around 70. That will do it for the shortened version of the TV8 News Live at noon. Thanks for joining us. We hope that you do find ways to enjoy this Labor Day holiday and join the telethon coming up next. Have a good day.
It takes $100 to buy a walker like these. Think about what that means. Many adults and children will be able to stand and walk, all because of your generosity. Your pledge of $100 will help MDA pay for the hundreds of walkers it annually provides to people with neuromuscular diseases. So please, make your pledge now for $100 or whatever you can afford, and help someone with a neuromuscular disease stand tall. Thank you.
Live from Merle Hay Mall, here's Mary Brubaker and Steve Carlin.
We are supposed to kind of shake it here.
Yeah, we are. We're in the home stretch. It's afternoon. I call that the home stretch. I don't know.
That's
it's
right.
a little early for the home stretch.
Right now, we have $76,892. We're going to do better than that, Central Iowa. We're doing very well, and we have a very spirited group of phone operators over there, so please give them a call, a bunch of nice people. And they're all smiling, ready to answer your calls.
And the sun is out, and it's a beautiful day.
Well, you knew it wasn't going to rain all day with the telethon.
No, of course not.
So get out, get down here. There's plenty going on in the mall. You can, hey, shop, drop a little money off the fishbowl. We'll take it.
Especially that.
Right. Right, especially that. We do want to take a look at, we're doing very well here in Des Moines. We also want to take a look at how we're doing in some of the outlying areas, the pledge centers out there, if we could get to those totals. Here we go.
We don't want to forget them, do we?
No, not especially, say, the people up there in Algona and Ames. In Algona, the Algona women of today are answering the phones up there. Looks like the MDA Telethon Committee answering phones up in Ames, all doing very well, but we can do much better. The Boone JCs answering the phones up in Boone, Carroll JCs, and the Food for Less people. Boy, I think we can do a heck of a lot better than $5 in Carroll. Come on, Carroll, let's go. Sheraton, good afternoon to you folks. The business and professional women are answering phones there. Fort Dodge, the MDA Telethon Committee, thank you very much. $395 up there. Humboldt and looks like Dakota City, the community volunteers are answering phones up there. Indianola, the Walmart associates, and let's get it all going here, Central Iowa. Every little bit helps. Knoxville, the... who do we have here in Knoxville? The Eagles, Area 3720. And Marshalltown, the Era Concept 3. They're answering the phones up there. We can do a lot better. Let's get the calls going in. The phone numbers for the outlying areas are down there in the right-hand corner of your screen. When you see your town come up, please give a call. MDA can certainly use all the help it can get. And up there in Story City, looks like that factory outlet store. The JC is answering phones out there. Go out there and shop a little bit and drop some money off to those folks. Things going on down there in Winterset and up in Webster City as well. The Varsity Bowl, people answering phones up there in Webster City. And I think it's time to go to one Sarah Jarvis. Sarah, where are you and what are you doing?
I'm in the phones, waiting for those phone calls to come in, 276-6060. You know, we have a lot of folks here at the Merle Hay Mall who are standing in the balconies. I'm talking about you guys up here. Yeah, how come you don't come on down? We've got a fishbowl here that you can come down to the mall, drop your money in. We've got a lot of things going on for you to take part in at the fishbowl. If you donate $1, you have your choice of a Bulls sticker or a picture of Michael Jordan. We have a lot of folks here who are willing to take your calls if you call in 276-6060. And we have some cheerleaders from Leon here. What's your name? And I understand you have some pledges to read for us.
My name's Lacey Bell.
And what about those pledges?
These are pledges $25 and over from Celia Sims, Thomas Sherritt, Matt Brandt, Helen DeWitt, Leon Jan Wahart, and Jeremy Lang.
We'd like to thank the Leon cheerleaders coming out volunteering on this Labor Day. What about you? What's your name and what would you like to read for us?
Hi, I'm Amy Boyd, and our special thanks to the Algona Women of Today for sponsoring our Pledge Center in Algona, located at the Westmark Cablevision office. We appreciate the efforts of the Algona Women of Today to bring the people of their community closer to the telethon and the work of MDA. And if you live in Algona, be sure to give them a call at 295-3837 and help MDA.
That's right. Thanks a lot, Amy. We also have a lot of activities going on here at the mall. One of the strongest supporters of the MDA is, of course, the firefighters. These people are not only protecting our lives and possessions, but they have raised millions of dollars for research into muscular dystrophy. Now, this year in Central Iowa, they've decided to do a special event to show off their skills. And so in the north parking lot here at the Merle Hay Mall, the fire departments from around Central Iowa are pitted against each other in a special water fight that's going on right now. So we'd like you to come on out to the north parking lot, Merle Hay Mall, and watch the firefighters go against each other. We also have a special auction that is going to be getting underway at about 1 o'clock this afternoon. Some of the things up for auction: the Iowa State University has donated an autographed football. Not to be outdone, the University of Iowa has also donated an autographed football. Let's see, some of the other things: the Iowa Cubs are donating an autographed baseball. Lynn's Crafters is giving away a gift certificate for $150, and the University of Iowa basketball team has some tickets for Iowa and Southern Texas men's basketball. So come on down to the mall. It's a lot of fun. And Sue, I understand you have some money for us.
That's right. A busy day down here at Merle Hay Mall. I tell you, all the people are starting to come out. It's great to see all the people out here. It's great to see the sun shining, too. We have someone with a sunshiny face with us right now. You are?
I'm Gina Peck with South Des Moines JCs. I've got a couple friends from the South Des Moines JCs with me today. That's Mary Greco and Keith Kaiser. They're back on the phone, so while I'm talking, I'd like to see those phones ring and keep them busy, since I am right now.
Good plug for those phones, 276-6060. Okay, go ahead.
What we did, we raised some money with the help of Ricky B's, Toad Holler, Okoboji Bar and Grill, All in the Family in the Sportsman's Lounge here on the south side of town, and they helped us raise. Our goal was $500, but they helped us raise $1,000 this year for MDA.
All right. That's fantastic. Let's hear it. Yes. I'll take your money from you there.
Thank you.
You Central Iowa JCs have been busy this year, I tell you. Thank you. And we have another check presentation here. You are?
Hi, I'm Brad Garant from Four Sons Handy Shops in Story City.
Okay, and you are?
Ray Holtz from Four Sons in Story City.
Okay, and you have some money for me too?
Yes, we do. We've had a food concession stand at the VF Factory Outlet Mall, which is still going on. You can still get over to Story City at the Factory Outlet Mall and grab a bite to eat from the Handy Shops concession stand. We've also had a fish bowl at our stores, offering free coffee and popcorn to anyone that throws anything into those fish bowls. And so far we have $785 here for you and a pledge of $215 and a total of $1,000 from Four Sons Handy Shops in Story City.
All right. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. What would you like to say to the people at home?
Well, we just want to really thank you very much. In Story City, please call 733-4330. Manager Tim Hawkins out there at the mall and his associates have been manning the phones, and right now they're standing up, jogging in place, waiting for those phones to ring. So please call Story City, 733-4330. And Ray has a word to say too.
We'd like to thank all of the vendors that donated the food for our booth, and we'd like to thank the associates of the store, Tammy, Patty, Dave, John, and Calvin, and especially Brad. Everybody's done an excellent job, and we're going to bring some more in.
All right, sounds good.
And we'd like to thank Herbie the Clown, who will also make an appearance again this afternoon at the Factory Outlet Mall at the Handy Shops concession stand.
All right, well, thanks for all the folks in Story City. We appreciate all the work you've been doing. Mary?
Sue, we've got some exciting news. We usually wait until the very end of the cutaway to let you know about the advances at the tote board, but we want you to see it right now, so let's take it away. Oh, what a nice jump. What a nice, wonderful jump. And so many people to thank for that we'll just have to do a big blanket thank you to all of you who have been calling in. We're going to read as many names as we can. Don't stop, 276-6060. And Steve, How did you like that?
I like that a whole lot. You know, we still have about another 10 minutes in this local cut-in. Keep the phones ringing. I don't hear one ringing at all right now, so we probably better get things going. We're back here at the Fishbowl. Remember, $35 gets you an MDA TBA T-shirt. A whole $1 will get you one of these Michael Jordan posters, and he's about ready to jam one there. I know I'd like one of these. And $1 will get you a Bulls bumper sticker, doubles. And we have a little guy right here who could probably take his choice of one of those. He has $1 in his hand. And what's your name, sir, and where are you from?
Kevin Erickson.
Kevin Erickson. Where are you from, Kevin?
Grimes.
Okay, from Grimes, all the way in from Grimes. So why don't you put that $1 in there, Kevin? And thank you very much. How about a picture of Michael Jordan there for you? Okay. We don't let you go away empty-handed here. And we also have another special guy with a jar. And what do you have going on here? Looks like a check as well.
I got some money this morning. I got $58.04.
Okay, how'd you raise that, Gary? This is Gary Green.
Yeah, I raised it out the front. When they came in, they gave me money in my jar.
Okay, it looks like people were very generous.
Check I want to give too. I want to give $213.55. I've been doing it for 13 years, and I just love what I do.
Gary Green.
That jar I have for 13 years. I have fought for Jerry Kidd. Everything I do for Jerry Kidd, all that go to them, I make sure.
Well,
every penny.
That's what it's all about, Gary.
I'm going back out this afternoon and work harder.
Okay, that means you better look for Gary.
Yeah,
and Gary, why don't I go ahead and take those and go out and work some more? You're working very hard. 13 years, ladies and gentlemen. This guy's been doing his thing. We have another little young lady here, and you have $1 in your hand. And your name, and where are you from?
I'm Tasha. I'm from Mitchellville.
Oh, Tasha from Mitchellville. Why don't you put that in there? And if you'd like, I don't know, you want a bumper sticker? How about a bumper sticker? There we go. Okay, and here's another guy who raises all kinds of money. He's a pretty exciting little runner out there. His name's Robbie. What's your last name, Robbie?
Erickson.
Okay, and where are you from, Robbie?
Grimes.
Okay, you have a little medal around your neck. You want to tell me about that?
I won it at the Love Run.
Okay, out there at the Love Run this morning, what was it like running in the rain for you, Robbie?
Cold.
Cold? You didn't like that at all?
It was okay.
Okay, how does it make you feel to run to help MDA? You're helping some other kids out a whole lot.
Good.
Good. Okay, well, Robbie, thank you very much. And I think we have to go back to Mary Brubaker now. And Mary, you have a very tall gentleman with you.
You had a little guy, I've got a big guy. Steve Schneider and his brother Scott is in Las Vegas doing just what, Steve? Something special.
Scott and his wife Patricia and their new daughter Elizabeth are out with Jerry during the telethon. Through MDA research, it was determined that Scott could have a family. He has Becker's muscular dystrophy, and last December they had a new baby daughter.
What has the MDA meant to your family?
Well, when Scott was 14, he was diagnosed with Becker's. The MDA has been extremely helpful. They provided equipment, wheelchairs, a lot of moral support. As I said, through research, they determined he could have a family. So MDA has played a very significant part in our lives.
And how old is the baby?
The baby will be 1 year old in December.
Name?
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth. Oh, that is wonderful news. You know, there are 1,100 patients in Iowa, and we can't meet them all on the telethon. I wish we could, because I think it would really increase the generosity of our viewers, because it's stories like this that are so inspiring. And we're just sorry we missed seeing Scott on the telethon. What was he going to say? Now, he's with the National Task Force, isn't he?
Yes, he is. Scott is on the National Task Force. He was just going to go out and really promote MDA. Patients with MDA can live fruitful lives, long, healthy lives, and he just wanted to share his experience with the country.
This is our chance to educate the public on all the 40 neuromuscular diseases, and Becker is just one of them. And he's doing well, and as you say, the family's doing well. Genetic testing made a difference, and that's one of the things that gets paid for by MD. Will you give him our regards?
I sure will.
He's a celebrity now, right?
That's right.
Well, you are too, Steve.
Thank you very much for having me on.
Oh, thank you for being here, and give our love to Scott. Now we're going to check out Sarah.
Checkout is a very appropriate word, Mary. We have some check presentations here. Some folks all the way from Fort Dodge. Why don't you tell us who you are and how you raised your money?
Hi, I'm Carla Nemechek from Heritage Cablevision, a TCI company in Fort Dodge. In August, we had a bowl-a-thon and raised some money, and then we also have our Cable Care campaign going on right now. And for each installation we are donating $5 to Jerry's Kids.
That's great. How much is your check for?
So we have a check today for you for $3,000.
That's great. Thank you very much. You're welcome. Carla, will you introduce the folks you brought along with you? I'm sure they'd like to.
These are my two daughters, Dawn and Jessica, and they participated in the bowl-a-thon and had a really good time.
Well, thanks a lot, you guys. Great job. We also have another check presentation here.
My name is Pete Sandler with Sandler Medical Services here in Des Moines. We were a 1992 MDA camp sponsor, and I've got a check for $1,000 as a sponsor for this year's camp.
Thank you very much, Pete. How long have you been sponsoring the camp?
Well, this is our first year, and we look forward to doing it in the future.
The kids really enjoy that camp. I know it really gives them a chance to get out and see what other kids are doing. Why did you decide to be a sponsor for the camp?
Well, we were approached this year by MDA people, and it was just an opportunity to get involved and see the kids have fun.
That's great. This $1,000 check will go to send at least 3 kids to camp. It costs $350 to send a kid to camp, and we'd like to thank you very much. And at this point,
I'm going to walk right in and join you here. Hi there. So I'd like to just tell you a little bit about some of the people who just called in $25 pledges. We'll read your name on the air. Call, and these people will answer your phone call as well, 276-6060. Connie Ott, Lori Tadden, Ed and Margaret Page, Mr. and Mrs. David Dickinson, Bob and Tony Clark. We appreciate you calling in. It also, we'd like to tell you that it does take an awful lot of people to put on the telethon, and we're going to take a look at some of the people who put on the telethon right now. If we can look at that, Alexander's Photo Center, American Prosthetics, AV Services, Beeler's Bakery. We appreciate all of you who are sponsoring the telethon this year and making this event possible. Dean Studios, Des Moines area Hy-Vee stores, Holiday Inn, Merle Hay Road. You can see those sponsors on your TV screen there right now. We appreciate all the sponsors who are making the telethon possible. Why don't you call in right now, 276-6060. Make your pledge. Give these people here something to do. I don't hear any phones ringing either. All right, thank you very much for all those sponsors, and listen, let's make those phones ring. 276-6060. Give the phone operator something to do. We're going to go back out to Dana Carden now, and he's standing by at Holmes Auto. And Dana, what's going on out there?
Oh, Sue, there's so many things going on out here. We're at Holmes Labor Day Telethon. So we just left the Oldsmobile building. Try to say that 10 times real fast. We came out here to the used car lot where they have a classic car show going on. One of the many things out here. There are things going. This place is so big, Max. You got to have a golf cart and a map to get around here.
You bet. We're having a good time out here. There's a lot of people out looking at the cars. The sun finally came out, and the sun will be out for the rest of the day. We've been assured by the Weather Bureau. But we're having a good selling time here. We've sold a lot of cars already today. We're giving away $100 for each car, truck, or van that we sell during this weekend to the MDA.
New or used?
New or used, cars, trucks, or vans.
All right, you got it covered. All sorts of stuff going on here. We've got the Red Sneaker Jazz Band playing up there. We've got the car show going on here.
Chuck Hemmingson is here with his Oldsmobile Achieva Quad 4 race cars over there, and he'll sign autographs and for you if you'd like, and you can look those cars over and look over that van that he has to transport them. It's quite a sight to see.
Now let me ask you a serious question here. Why do you do this every year?
Well, I'll tell you, we just got involved in this MDA thing. The Muscular Dystrophy people came to us a few years ago and asked us if we participate. Our employees volunteer their time today, and we're just happy to do it, to be able to do something to help eradicate this terrible disease. And we have a lot of fun while we do it, too.
Well, it's good to have fun out here. I know one of the other things going on is a big tent over here where you can listen to Dick Young's talk on KIOA, or you can get yourself a hot dog, munch down on that, some free pop.
You bet. We got pop and popcorn and hot dog and chips and ice cream, and we just invite everybody to come out and look at the cars and have a good time and buy a car on the way home.
It's not just a sell-a-thon, it's an extravaganza. So come on down to Max Holmes, Oldsmobile, Hyundai, Honda. Am I missing anything?
GMC truck.
GMC trucks. It's hard to keep track of everything. It's huge. Guess who's back? He's back. Chris Weeks, how are you? I hear that they had a hard time getting you out of that convertible Cutlass Supreme.
Yep, they did.
How many times did you spin it around the block?
About 5 times.
5 times before they got you stopped. You had a full tank of gas.
Yep.
Well, why would you want people to come down here?
Well, so we can raise money for MDA.
That's what it's all about, isn't it, Chris?
Yep.
All right, anything you'd like to say to anyone?
No.
No, say hi to Johnny Orr. Tell him he really needs to get to work on the team.
Yeah, he does.
He and Johnny Orr, close personal friends. Of course, one thing we want to do before we take off is, it's not official to be out here at Holmes Auto if we don't have John do the theme for us.
I'm having a great time. I came all the way from Minneapolis just to be here. I have for the last 3 years. There's nothing like this. This is fantastic right here in Des Moines and right here at Holmes. And I just have to say to everybody, hey, Iowa, you can count on us. You can count on Holmes-O's.
One thing I want, Scott, pan down to his socks. This is how John sings like that. He comes out, what was last year? You had what?
Last year I had on gold sneakers. Yeah.
Gold sneakers.
Sequin sneakers. Yeah. So I had to make up this year something. So, you know, the gold sneakers didn't fit anymore. So I figured the yellow neon socks would fit.
you make it a lot of fun out here. I appreciate that.
Oh, we have a great time out here, Dana. And I encourage everybody to come down. It's a fantastic car show. The sun's out, and we're having a great time.
We're having a great time. So if even if you don't want to buy a car, well, we hope you do, because $100 will go to MDA. But even if you don't want to, come on down. They have Chris Weeks out here. He had a fish bowl, aquarium type thing that you could put some money in if you want to come down. Get some free hot dogs, all sorts of food out here, all sorts of entertainment. So come on down. But before you leave the house, pick up the phone, 276-6060. Make a pledge. Make you feel good for the day. The sun's out. Why not start off to a good start? And we're going to go back there to see if we can hear those phones ringing.
They're pretty quiet right now, I tell you. I don't know. I would think that if you were thinking about buying a car, today might be the perfect day to do it. I don't know. Yeah,
this is great out here. I mean, the sun, the clouds went away, the sun's out, and everyone's out here dressed kind of festive-like, and geez, the crowd has almost doubled in the short time that we've been out here at the Car Classic show.
Well, that sounds great.
Beat the rush. Come on out here now.
All right, sounds good. And I like that beach party theme, too. It looks like a lot of fun for the last official weekend of this summer, anyway. Well, we want to hear those phones ring, because they're not ringing very much right now. The number to call, as Dana said, 276-6060. I want to introduce some people who are manning the phones right now. These are cheerleaders from Leon, Iowa. Stand on up, and they have a cheer for us today. So let's hear your cheer. Come on, stand up. Everybody root them on. Here we go.
F-I-G-H-T, fight, N-D. 276-6060. What do you think this one was for? Call NDA. Call NDA.
Woo! Yes! That's great. So what do you think? Let's get those phones ringing. 276-6060. Let's give those Leon cheerleaders some phones to answer. We're going to go to Steve now. Steve?
Yes, Sue, I think you probably should have been up there with the cheerleaders. Well, I'm sitting here with a couple of special guys. I have Jordan and Jeremy Sovereign here. And imagine if you found out one child had muscular dystrophy. Well, the Sovereign family, these guys are twins, found out that both of them have Duchenne muscular dystrophy. And these guys are some pretty active guys, and we're going to take a look at just what they have to say about MDA in this piece right here.
Hi, I'm Jordan, and this is my brother Jeremy, and we're talking about MDA. What is MDA? It's
Well, we're here at the playground here in Pleasant Hill and behind Pleasant Hill School, and we worked very hard on this year.
Well, it was our mom's idea.
Started it at the beginning of the year, and we raised funds all year, and the parents and children of Pleasant Hill were just wonderful. I mean, everybody pitched in and did their part and have created this wonderful place for the kids to play.
It's handicap accessible.
We try to keep everybody in mind, not just the kids that can run all over.
What is it that you don't like about muscular dystrophy? I don't like muscular dystrophy because I can't do things that other people can. Like, I can't run as fast as other people can.
When we first found out Jordan and Jeremy had muscular dystrophy, we knew that there was a camp that was available to children that had muscular dystrophy. And so we asked them if they wanted to go, and they really didn't think they wanted to go and that kind of thing. So the next year, we took them out there, and they were immediately had fun. And before the first 30 minutes was over, they were totally ignoring us and having fun with their camp counselors and just having a great time.
Jordan, do you like summer camp? MDA summer camp? Yes. Good. Is real fun.
The boys have done so well, and that the doctor from Iowa City says that they possibly could have Becker's. They won't know for sure, so that was very good news. It gives us maybe some more time to work on the cure and hope that comes soon.
You know, eventually, sooner or later, hopefully, somehow somebody will find a cure for this thing, and kids like Jordan and Jeremy can do things that other kids can do too.
What is the telethon? It's to raise money for muscular dystrophy to find a cure. And people are on the telephones, and whenever the telephone rings, that means someone from the home that's watching is giving a donation.
Boy, with that little interview session there, I almost feel like I should turn the microphone over to you guys so you can just interview each other. We do have Jeremy right here, and this is Jordan. And Jordan, how do you feel about seeing yourself on TV? You kind of like that? He's not sure, ladies and gentlemen. He's not sure. What about you, Jeremy?
I felt...
There's that look again. We've seen that look before. You guys really did a good job on that piece. You guys are going to be some fine interviewers someday, and maybe you should just get into TV. We do have their parents, Steve and Debbie, over here, and we do understand there may be some good news since these guys are so active and seem to be doing so well with regard to their diagnosis. What's that all about?
Well, recently we had the possibility arose that they may have Becker's instead of Duchenne. So we're kind of hoping that that's it. Becker's is a more mild form of muscular dystrophy, and you have an extended lifespan and possibly extended walking time. So, you know, we're hoping for that.
Okay. We know that you love your sons very much, and you want everybody in Central Iowa to love them just as much as you do. And the way that they can do that is by doing what, Steve and Debbie?
Well, by calling up and making all these phones ring. It seems like the phones are just dead, and nobody out there is calling in, so please call in and pledge your donations.
Debbie, what does MDA mean to you? We hear this a lot from folks, but it's especially nice to hear it from families. You have two beautiful boys here, and just what does this organization mean to you?
They mean everything to us. They were the first people we called. I mean, when the boys were diagnosed at age 5, we didn't even know where to turn, and they have been very supportive of us and helpful and just good friends. I mean, this is one day out of the year, but they help us every day of the year, not just today.
Okay. Now, you guys, you didn't want to go to camp right away. You didn't want to go to camp when your folks told you about that right away. Didn't want to? Why not?
Well, because we
That is a very nice bow tie you have on there. I wore one just like that last night. You just didn't think it'd be a whole lot of fun, or what?
Well,
But you like it now, don't you?
we like it now.
Are you glad you went?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it does cost $350 to send kids to camp. That's for 1 week, and they do have a heck of a lot of fun. These guys learn to like it, and we want other people to learn to like it as well. And I'd like to throw things over to Sarah Jarvis at the Starboard, a star in her own right. Hi, Sarah.
Haha, thanks a lot, Steve. We're at the corporate Starboard, where for $500 you can get a gold star on our board. $250 buys you a silver star. This really means a lot for the folks who are looking for cures for muscular dystrophy. It costs $350 to send a kid to camp. If you give to our Starboard, we'll put your name up. We also have a fishbowl, and why don't we come over here? We've got some folks who want to give to the fishbowl. What's your name and where are you from?
Jeff Jones, and I'm from Urbandale.
Okay, well, why don't we have you folks parade through, and your name?
Jennifer Church.
Oh, where are you from?
Clive, Iowa.
Okay, well, folks keep coming through, dropping money into the fishbowl. We also have a special check presentation that we would like to do. Why don't you come on in, and as these folks are putting money in the fishbowl, it's just a lot of activity out here today. What's your name and where are you from?
I'm Lois Lamberts from Westmark Cable in Carroll, Iowa.
And you?
I'm Rose Thomas.
Well, why don't we come up just a little bit here? What kind of check do you have for us today?
A check for $2,686.
Did you hear that? And how did you raise the money, Lois?
We had a bowl-a-thon, and we did Cable Cares, which is an installation for cable, and we give $5 to muscular dystrophy.
Now, Rose, did you bowl at all?
I tried. I tried. It was a lot of fun.
Have you done this before, or?
This is our second year at it, and we get a lot of the employees, friends, relatives, and we just get together and bowl and collect donations. It's a lot of fun.
Well, we sure would like to thank the folks from Carroll. I'll take your check. Thank you very much. And we will throw it back to Mary and Steve.
That's right. We're sitting here with the Sovereign Twins.
Well, they're celebrities, and I just want to get close to them. Is that okay?
I want to move in, too.
Okay.
I still want to know who's who. I can't tell them apart.
Okay.
I can't either.
Jeremy, Jordan.
I'm Jeremy, and that's Jordan.
And you're Jordan, and that's Jeremy. Yep. If it's that way, then it's got to be the other way, right?
Okay.
Oh, right. Now I think I've got it straight.
Okay, and guys, we have a little something to do, don't we?
Yeah.
On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Let's see our tote now.
Okay.
Woo! $521. What do you guys think of that? It's cool.
It just goes to show what double trouble can do for the telethon,
Right.
Steve.
Double trouble
But
right
you know,
here.
we need the phones to keep ringing.
Two of the nicest kids
That's
you're
right.
ever going to want to meet, and if these guys want you to call, I think you'd better call.
I want to know who that beautiful young lady was who was with your family.
Her name is Felicia, and she's my sister.
I thought so, but we didn't get a chance to talk to her, so we just wanted to say who that was. What a wonderful family. Is that okay? I mean, it is a good family, isn't it?
Yep.
Mom and Dad's they're not listening, so you can tell us anything.
Yep.
It's okay. Okay.
I think we're going to go back to Las Vegas with Jerry now,
Here's
but we
Jerry
want
right
the phones to keep ringing. 276-6060. Keep those phones ringing, and we'll be back in a little bit.
It's going to work. I think if you think negative, some rat hears that and makes it negative. But there's something wonderful about positive thinking. It's uplifting, it's spiritual, it's almost religious. I know you're going to be there. I know the numbers are going to be wonderful. And I know that all of my kids and everyone involved with this particular program will throw the confetti in a wonderful victory tonight. Think about it. Be optimistic, like I am. And if I'm lying, I'm dying. Ed.
In the 13 years that Anheuser-Busch and the family of wholesalers have been a major sponsor of the Muscular Dystrophy Association and the Jerry Lewis Labor Day Telethon, they have raised, I'm very proud of this, over $40 million.
A time of wonder and surprises, laughter and dreams. At Anheuser-Busch, we believe every child should experience it all. That's why we support the Muscular Dystrophy Association. Because there's nothing better than helping kids just be kids. The Anheuser-Busch Companies, glad to be your neighbor, proud to be your friend.
And each year, Anheuser-Busch recognizes 5 wholesalers who have been outstanding in their fundraising efforts on behalf of MDA. Let's meet our 3rd Anheuser-Busch MDA Wholesaler of the Year.
Hello, I'm Mike Gavronsky, President of Tri-County Distributors in Appleton, Wisconsin. We believe it's important to maintain the look of leadership in everything we do, so for a long time, we've led the fight against muscular dystrophy in our community. One of our more successful events has been the Beach Bowl. Over the past 5 years, we've raised over $50,000 for children like Cody Larson and his friends here in the Fox Valley. Our involvement is a team effort, with the entire staff joining in to support some fun and exciting events, like a motorcycle poker run, a bass fishing tournament, and a 12-hour archery shoot-a-thon. Our entire staff, from the office to the loading dock, gets involved in the MDA program. I encourage you to do the same. Get to know the MD struggle on a personal level, and you'll learn that participation is never an effort. It's a privilege.
Okay, our next guests, ladies and gentlemen, are new to the music scene, and they are hot. They have sold 2.5 million records, and they are the first group to have 10 nationally released singles on Billboard charts 100 and up. Here they are, the Cover Girls.
You know that I'll love you forevermore.
Thank you.
You ladies are wonderful. Wonderful ladies. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming. And thank you for helping us do what we're doing. Terrific. I've heard it said that you don't know who your friends are till the chips are down. Well, the chips are down every year when we do this show, and believe me, I know who my friends are. And if friends are golden, my next friend is platinum, because he makes wonderful things happen for the Muscular Dystrophy Association and this telethon. He's done something probably unbeknownst to the media. He produces, as editor-in-chief and the head man of Parade magazine, he produces one of the most prestigious magazines in the world that's read by 72 million people every Sunday of every week of every year. He has given my kids and the Muscular Dystrophy Association and my byline 9 covers. One president received 5. Who he was, I'll never know. We've had 9. And this is the man who's the editor-in-chief, who loves what we do and just loves humanity. My good friend, Mr. Walter Anderson, right here.
Thanks, Jerry. I know you understand that Parade has an obligation to its readers to publish important stories about real people. Now, I've got another story to share with our audience today. It was a year ago on this stage, you made a promise to one of your kids.
And I promise you, I'll fly to Chicago and we'll knock down some pins.
A young man from Illinois competed in a Brunswick Recreation Center National Bowl-a-thon against 25,000 other junior bowlers across the country, and he won. His goal, what gave him the determination to win, was a dream. He wanted to meet his hero, Jerry Lewis. As part of his first prize, Brunswick arranged for that young man, Adam Marino, to fly to the 1991 telethon. But then, suddenly, he became too ill to travel. Because Jerry Lewis was determined to meet this young man, Brunswick arranged a special satellite hookup that would allow the introduction to be made on stage at Telethon 91. Adam mentioned he'd like to bowl with Jerry Lewis.
I'm certainly glad that we have this chance to meet this way, although it's electronic. I would have loved to have been able to be in Chicago with you, but that was impossible, and it was impossible for you to get here, but at least we can meet this way. Why is it that you wanted so much to meet me?
Because I'm one of your kids.
Yes, you are. You're one of my kids.
Yeah, I was thinking of we could do a bowl-a-thon together.
I promise you, I'll fly to Chicago and we'll knock down some pins.
That was the promise. And because Jerry Lewis is a man of his word, Adam's dream was on its way to coming true. Brunswick flew Jerry to their bowling lanes in Waukegan, Illinois, to be with Adam and the Marino family for an MDA bowl-a-thon. The fans turned out and the bowl-a-thon was a success. Adam's dream of actually meeting Jerry Lewis came true, not just via a satellite hookup, but live and in person in his neighborhood bowling alley. For Adam and his family, and for a lot of people who supported Jerry Lewis and MDA through the years, it was a significant event. There were tears and laughs, and best of all, a promise fulfilled. Jerry, I know of only one person who could appreciate what that moment in Waukegan, Illinois meant more than you. And now it's his turn to surprise you. Jerry, here is Adam Marino.
Hi, Jerry.
Hi, Adam. I'm sure happy to see you, my friend.
Yeah, I'm so happy to see you. How's you been doing?
I've been working, you know, odd jobs. I'm doing okay. I sure am glad you're still with us.
Thanks.
Okay.
The reason my family and I are here today is we decided that there's no other way to thank you for everything you've done. So we decided on the last days and thank you on the telethon.
And?
I'm saying thanks.
You're welcome, Adam. You're welcome.
Jerry, I understand that Adam bowled over 100. How did you do?
I didn't hear what you said, Walter.
I understand that Adam bowled over 100. How did you do?
He was very good that day. He beat me by 10 pins. But you have to understand, I'm an old Jewish person and I don't go to bowling alleys. You know, that's Goya Shanachas to go to a bowling alley.
Jerry, thank you for bringing us together today, the Marino family again on the stage and fulfilling the promise that you made to Adam. It means a lot to everyone.
We're going to do it again. Whenever he's ready, I'll be there.
That'd be very nice.
Okay, Adam. Thank you for coming. Thank you for being with us.
Jerry, I just want to tell you one thing, that it was exactly 13 months ago today that Adam was given the last rites. And we were told we were not going to have our son. And the doctors are telling us now that you are the reason he is still here.
Well, God works in strange ways, and he's good. He's a good, caring God, and he knows we care about one another, and that's what this is all about. We mustn't have any shame about the emotions that we all feel. It's terrific. They didn't think he was going to make it that week a year ago. Whatever it is that's keeping him going is what we need to do for all of the children of the world. You got something for me? Get it up. Are you going to keep this or what? No. We're supposed to be a present or something. If it's a cat, I don't want it.
I should get something for your daughter, Danny, so I bought that.
It's a lamb for Danielle. Oh, is that sweet? Oh, thank you, Adam. She will love that. Thank you, Marino family, and it's nice to know you're here, and we can get together after we do the show. Thank you, Walter. You're a champ. Thank you all. Ed, I'll see you later, Adam.
Jerry, here once again is a very special message.
Oh.
Wait a minute, before that, I thought I heard a timpani. I did.
Yeah, that means you want to get a number up there.
Yes.
It's going to say 23. That's good. Okay.
All right. Now, a special message from our friends at Kimball International. Let's watch.
We grew up in a place where each life has a value, a purpose, and a responsibility. As we have been gifted, so are we able to give. Over the last 6 years, Kimball employees have given their time and their money to help MDA with programs such as the Keys for Kids and the annual Bowl-a-thon for Jerry's Kids. And this year, employees of Kimball's office furniture division donated their handiwork to furnish the national headquarters of the MDA. We believe that giving is the best way to grow.
Now to introduce us to some Harley-Davidson dealers, here's Harley-Davidson's president and the chief executive officer of MDA Vice President, Rich Tierling.
Hi, Rich.
Hi, Jerry. How are you?
Okay.
Great. Jerry, I'd like to salute some very special people.
Okay.
These are 5 Harley-Davidson dealers who set themselves apart in their commitment to your kids. They're truly extraordinary people. They are, from left to right, John and Linda Scheidelman from Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Hi, John and Linda Scheidelman.
Chuck and Bobby Austin from Denver, Colorado.
Hello, Chuck and Bobby.
Dave and Joe Smith from Massillon, Ohio.
Hi, David Joe Smith.
Dennis and Carol Schaefer from Orwigsburg, Pennsylvania.
Hi, Chafers.
And Tom and Sandra Curtis from Fort Myers, Florida.
Hi, Mr. and Mrs. Curtis. Nice to see you.
I'd now like to share with you a final glimpse of our commitment to you and your kids.
Okay, Clay, let's share that glimpse. Here it comes.
And we're lucky. We're in business to put smiles on people's faces. We don't sell motorcycles, we sell fun. And nobody knows how to have fun like the Harley-Davidson family. From major motorcycle rallies like Daytona Bike Week and the Black Hills Motorcycle Classic, to dealer-sponsored events such as the National Poker Run for MDA, to employee-sponsored open houses, Harley-Davidson plays a very active and visible role in supporting the lifestyles of our customers. This helps us get to know each other better and promotes the sport of motorcycling. That's important to us. Just as important, these rallies and activities give us a chance at the national and local levels to help those in need. That's why we're so proud of our involvement with MDA. We know that by combining the sheer fun and enjoyment of motorcycling with fundraising for MDA, we're playing a vital role in finding a cure for crippling neuromuscular diseases. And that brings smiles to even more faces.
I'll be back later to announce the grand total for this year. But now, please accept this check for $600,000.
Oh, gee.
Thank you. God bless you.
I mean, that's awful, Rich. I mean, a guy took up my time. We have enough problems here, and a man takes up my time for $600,000 for crying out loud. Okay, Rich, we'll see you later. Oh, Lisa, darling.
Thank you, Jerry. You know, lots of kids want to grow up and... Oh, I've been interrupted by something much more important, which is
What
a
is
new
it?
total.
Yeah,
Let's check it out.
Turn it. I wish it was faster. It
What do
could
we
be
got?
faster.
What do we got? Whoa!
Yeah, that's a good number. I like that. Go ahead, Lisa.
24 million. That was a good interruption, Jer. A lot of kids want to grow up and have careers in sports, and that was always a dream of super sports fan Matt Schumann. Well, how do you participate in sports when you're in a wheelchair and you can't run for a touchdown or hit a homer or slam dunk the winning points? Well, Matt Schumann found a way to overcome every obstacle, and he has turned his love of sports into a career.
My name is Matt Schumann. I am a sports writer for the Greeley Tribune in Greeley, Colorado. I've worked there for the past 5 years. I cover the University of Northern Colorado college sports and also the Denver Broncos. My dad died in a plane crash when I was 2 years old, so it was basically my mom who raised me.
Matt was diagnosed as having Wernicke-Hoffman disease when he was about 1 year old. Nobody on either side of the family had ever had any type of dystrophy.
When I was first diagnosed, they had said I might not even live past the age of 2.
And of course, at that time, I thought, I'll never be able to handle this by myself. I did, and Matt's brother, Mark, was a tremendous help.
He went on to the University of Northern Colorado, where he graduated with a degree in journalism and got a job as a sports writer for the Greeley Tribune, and has basically done it on his own.
I started as a poster child for the Muscular Dystrophy Association. Always found being a poster child for the Muscular Dystrophy Association as truly one of the great experiences for me, because I think what it did most for me is I saw all of the good that the organization does.
Matt's now a member of the National Task Force on Public Education for Muscular Dystrophy, and in that capacity, he's trying to help educate the public on what MDA's goals are as far as their fundraising and where their money's spent.
I felt it so important to be a member of the National Task Force on Public Awareness, because I want to show people out there the good that MDA does and the telethon, because I think that we need to speak up as patients and be out there and say, hey, look what this does for us. Look at how this makes us independent. There are 40 different forms of muscular dystrophy, and sometimes you get so isolated on your form, you tend to maybe forget about others and what they're going through. Where for me, it may not be so much anymore worrying about whether I'm going to live or die for somebody with ALS. They're wondering, you know, what's going to happen tomorrow, not worrying about 10 or 20 years down the road.
Muscular Dystrophy Association has been a great help to us, and all of us who are involved certainly hope that they find a cure. I know they've made a great deal of progress, and it would be wonderful for any child now if they could find a cure. And I would hope that it would even be able to help Matt in some way.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to introduce to you the sports fan and sports writer, Mr. Matt Schumann, right here. Matt, the profile always touches people. I think it touches them because they don't understand that because somebody is disabled or somebody has a problem that they cannot be productive in another field. And I'm very proud of what you do. I hope you know that.
Well, thank you, Jerry, but I think what I'm proud of is you and what you've done for us. I think what you got to realize is we've talked a lot about the ADA on this program. But what you forget is that the ADA just existed this year. For 40 years, you've been battling this disease, and you've been putting it in the forefront. You've been showing people with disabilities and showing how they're productive, active citizens. You've fundraised for them so that they could get the medical equipment that they need to live independent lives. But most of all, you've provided the research funding that allows us to live long enough to enjoy all the benefits that we've got. And I just hope that I've been so fortunate to get those benefits and to live a productive life. And I remember how important it was to me as a young man to watch you and to see this telethon. And I hope that for other young people that they get the same opportunity that I do to meet the goals that I have and live the greatest life that I could ever imagine.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you. God bless you. I think that the people that are watching will understand that Matt and I did not meet on this stage tonight. We've met before, and we've had a dialogue. There's nothing I can say or anything I can possibly provide for you that's more meaningful than when a young man says to me that what I've done is worth something. What he says to me is that I have value, when in fact it's you that has the value. I am just the catalyst between Matt and you, the people that give me those numbers. I'm strictly the catalyst. If I touch your heart, I'm the catalyst. If I turn you off and you turn to another station, I'm that catalyst. But if I keep your attention and I allow you to meet the Adam Marinos of the world and the Marino family and Matt, and have you make your judgment, the ball's in your court. It's that simple. The ball is in your court. Any one of your healthy children could be one of my kids tomorrow. You must understand that what we are doing is preventative medicine, and hopefully the medicine and research that will help Matt continue to live a fulfilling life. We are begging you to have you help your own. While you're helping your own, the feeling of satisfaction is so wonderful that you're going to want to help Matt and the Adam Marinos of the world. And think about that. And we will continue to entertain you and give you this kind of information. And Matt, I appreciate you letting me use you for a moment or two. You're a good man.
Here we go for another one. Roll it.
You brought me luck, Matt. That's a good number. I can see 25. Yeah. That's nice. Okay. Matt, you're going to enjoy this. This is entertainment now. For some more excitement, this show started off Broadway to small audiences. They went to Broadway and had small audiences. Word of mouth took over, and now there are 8 separate companies performing throughout these United States. The show is about a really square singing group from the 50s who were in a fatal car accident on the way to their first big gig. Miraculously, they returned to Earth today to do the show they never got to do in real life. Here are Stan Chandler, David Engel, Larry Rabin, and Guy Stroman, the original cast from the hit show Forever Plaid. Please welcome them.
Corpus humens, shaboom, shaboom.
Holy cannoli, we're finally back on Earth.
We have voices again.
And bodies.
And we're on TV. The Jerry Lewis Telethon.
Yeah. We hear it's all about raising money to help Jerry's kids.
I love Jerry Lewis. I just love him. You know, people tell me I look like Jerry Lewis. What do you think?
Hey, lady.
Never mind about that. We can't waste any time.
We've been given the chance of a lifetime to come back and help fight muscular dystrophy. Holy cannoli, it's time to start. Check your flies.
And now, for the first time on this or any other planet, Forever Plaid.
3 coins in the fountain, each one seeking happiness, thrown by 3 hopeful lovers. Which one will the fountain bless? Make it mine, make it mine, make it mine. First you say you do, and then you don't, and then you say you will, and then you won't. You're undecided now, so what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Now you wanna play, and then it's no. And when you say, that's when you go. You're undecided now, so what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? I've been sitting on sunset, does make sense, but you keep me in Spencer, you know it. What? You promise you turn when you don't have any burn. Well, I guess I'll never lose. Make up your mind. If you got a heart, and if you're kind, then don't keep us apart. Make up your mind, you're undecided now. So what are you gonna do? Do I? Yes, no, say go ahead, I do I? Do I?
Every Sunday night at 8 p.m., 7 Central and Mountain, we would all settle in front of the Magnavox, the family TV hour. Remember? And now, we invite you to stay tuned for
The Ed Sullivan Show, brought to you by the Lincoln Mercury division of the Ford Motor Company. Introducing the new Mercury Monterey, featuring Merco-Matic Drive.
Those people, a car in the road is a Mercury. The most wonderful styling of all is found in a Mercury. It's redesigned for 54 flair, fashion, beauty, style galore, and it stops on a Mercury dime. The wonderful, beautiful, glorious, glamorous, great new Mercury.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, right here from the Sahara Hotel in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada, the entire Ed Sullivan Show in 3 minutes and 11 seconds. Thank you. Thank you. Well,
5, 4, 3, 2. Holy shit.
Madrid, blue and tender. Spanish moon makes silver splendor. A music throbbing plains its sobbing notes from a guitar, while ardent caballeros serenade. Lady of Spain, I adore you. Right from the night I first saw you, my heart has been yearning for you.
Hey, Bergen, I saw your lips move.
Oh, what else could any heart do?
All right.
Sorry.
Lady of Spain, I'm appealing.
My name, Jose Jimenez.
How why should my lips be concealing?
Dominique, Nick, nom de plume, get honey.
All that my eyes are revealing.
Eddie, kiss it up, boy, Gijo, good night.
A lady of Spain, I love.
Incredible. Incredible. Go.
Thank you. Thank you. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to thank you all and the powers that be.
And that hole in the ozone layer.
For giving us the opportunity to be a part of such an important and exciting effort on the behalf of MDA in fighting muscular dystrophy and bringing so much joy and health to so many families.
Now, before we disappear, we'd like to leave you with our plaid anthem.
Is a many splendid thing. It's the April rose that only grows in the early spring. Love is nature's way of giving a reason to be living, a golden crown that makes a man a king. On a high and windy hill, in the morning mist, two lovers kissed and the world stood still. Then your fingers touched my silent heart and taught it how to sing. Yes, to love the many splendid thing.
Forever plaid. Yeah.
Thank you. Stevie, Dominic. Thank you, Jerry.
Thank you, guys. All right, I think it's time to hear that temp, Jerry. Roll it.
Do it. Yeah.
26 million. We're getting there.
Yeah, we're getting there.
Let's
I
welcome.
need you to yell more timpanis.
I'm going to yell more
You don't yell
and
it
more.
as often as I'd like, to be
I will
very
yell
honest
more
with
and
you.
more.
I know you got Star Search in Florida, and you got a nice thing going with a swell annuity, but do me a personal favor and just call this
As
out.
often as I can.
I'd appreciate
I'll
it.
be searching for those numbers up there and selling them to you, my star. All right, let's see some outstanding service merchandise associates. Steve Bennett from Oak Cliff, Illinois. Chris Moran from Bangor, Maine. Dan McAuliffe from Plattsburgh, New York. Dave Gropey from Berwyn, Illinois.
You're going to be busy for a
Paula
minute.
Mirasola from Burlington, Massachusetts.
Paul who?
Pat Crate. Mirasola.
Yeah,
Always ask about
it'll
you.
do. Go ahead.
Pat
We know
Drake
he's
from
Italian.
Baytown, Texas. Jeff Becker from Sandusky, Ohio. Robert Naito from El Paso, Texas. Susan Wiseman from Nashville, Tennessee. Deborah Danielle from Nashville, Tennessee. Susan Cook from Nashville, Tennessee. And Rick Randall from Melville, Missouri. Barbara Vervillo from Auburn, Massachusetts.
And I'm saying they came by bus.
They all came here, and they're all here standing, and we want to welcome also the President, Chief Executive Officer of Service Merchandise Company, Raymond Zimmerman, once again.
Hello, Jerry. How do you like my kids, huh?
Your kids are terrific.
Aren't they great?
They're all wonderful.
And I got 23,990 more around the country.
24,000 in all.
That's
Service
right.
merchandise working people.
Well, half of them work.
Okay.
No, they all work, and they all work hard, and they all work really hard for you and your kids and muscular dystrophy. And, you know, each year, Service Merchandise Associates volunteer their time, their talents, and perform special events, fundraising activities for the benefit of MDA. The superlative efforts of our associates all over the country, particularly those joining me today, reflect the support and dedication of over 24,000 Service Merchandise Associates across the country. Under our campaign banner this year of Tomorrow's Promise, our associates embarked on their most ambitious fundraising campaign in history. They realized the efforts can play a very, very important part in MDA's comprehensive patient program services. This year's national campaign saw pop sales, shamrock sales, candy sales, and our annual Diamond Dig, being America's leading jeweler, joined forces with a nationwide baby photo contest. And locally, hundreds of special events helped turn our Tomorrow's Promise campaign goal into a reality.
Did you say a baby photo contest?
Yes, we had a baby photo contest.
Are you interested in really, a powerful baby photo?
Yes, that is a very good one. However, my grandson and granddaughter placed 1 and 2.
Oh, leave me alone.
But we need a third place winner. We can make a shit off here. But next year we'll have another one. Please enter.
Okay.
Through their combined efforts and the generosity of our vendors and our suppliers and our valued customers, I'm excited to present you this check. If I could hold on just another minute, the float's important. This check on our special events of $861,341, bringing our total thus far to a little over $2 million.
$2 million.
But I'll be back with a little more later on.
$2 million from my friend Raymond.
Thank you, Booby.
Thank you, Ray. We love you. Okay, there's Ed McMahon. He's up.
And now a message from our friends at 7-Eleven.
It all began with a dream.
Here's Jerry Lewis for his kid.
And the dream was that someday every child would be able to walk, laugh, run, and enjoy life as every child should.
And could you arrange to let me keep the change for my kids?
The idea was that if enough people shared in that dream and got involved with their hearts for Jerry's kids, 7-Eleven could help bring that wonderful dream closer and closer. Imagine the combined miracle working power of 6,300 stores and a group of dedicated employees and franchisees. At 7-Eleven, we've been a part of Jerry's dream for 17 years, and we look forward to that special day when the dream becomes a reality. Now joining Jerry Lewis from the Southland Corporation in 7-Eleven stores is Mr. Jerry Thompson.
Jerry, welcome.
Thank you, Jerry. It's important to us at 7-Eleven to help both children and adults with neuromuscular diseases to live productive, comfortable lives and be a vital member of their community. And I'm happy today to introduce some of the top franchisee fundraisers from around the country. From Madison Heights, Michigan, franchisees Glenn and Patty Miller. Royal Oak, Michigan, Dave and Cheryl Nilsson. And Wappinger Falls, New York, Peggy Carlson.
Welcome to all of you nice people, and thank you for all of your help.
We're very proud of all these people, Jerry.
They're good people, Jerry.
They really are, and they've all worked hard for you, Jerry.
I know.
And on behalf of them and their fellow MDA fundraisers at 7-Eleven, I'd like to present you with our fourth check for $500,000.
Well, that makes $2 million, the way I think.
Maybe a little bit more.
Thank you, Jerry.
Okay.
I hope you'll be back.
I will be back.
He'll be back.
Jerry, here's that tip, and here's
Yeah,
that number.
do it, Ed. Do it.
27 years, naturally. Look at this.
Yeah.
27.
Yeah. I love that.
This is the MDA Telethon Network.
Did you know that in 1991, MDA registered almost 70,000 visits to its 235 hospital-affiliated clinics across the country? That means that every day of the year, an average of 265 people with neuromuscular diseases receive the best in medical care, diagnosis, and therapy. Your support makes this top-quality medical care possible. That's why we ask you to call in your pledge now. And thanks.
From Merle Hay Mall, here's Mary Brubaker and Steve Carlin.
Did Connie say it would be like this or what?
Either that or was Arsenio doing this stuff? You know?
A little bit of everything. We have a wonderful crowd out here. I don't know whether they came to shop or to join in all the activities to see us.
Of course they came out here for MDA.
Well, I should hope so. Out live to Merle Hay Mall. And speaking of folks who came out, hi up there in the balcony.
Hanging from the rafters.
Empty your pockets, throw it over throw it over.
Just don't hit Sarah with any coins, please.
It's good to have you. It's nice to have all this vitality out here at the mall, all those hearts beating and all those smiles.
Get the phones ringing.
Get the phone. And speaking of the phones, it's never a telethon until Dr. DeGravels comes and sits on one of the celebrity phones.
You know, he is one of the chief researchers over at Iowa Methodist Medical Center, and he has a very large check to hand to us, and I believe Iowa Methodist Medical Center is sponsoring this whole cut-in. Yeah. Dr. DeGravels, what do you have here?
Well, a check for $3,000 from Iowa Methodist Hospital.
That's fantastic. There have been a lot of advancements in research over the last year, haven't there, Dr. DeGravels?
Yeah, one of the MDA sponsors 500 research projects around the world, and particularly in the United States. And one of the most recent one is dealing with the dystrophy that affects the face and the shoulders, the FSH. And they've just recently discovered a genetic defect in this. And this leads really to closer and closer to finding the gene that is the defective portion, and we are very enthusiastic about the research that's going on.
Okay, and I understand you work with a lot of people right here in Des Moines.
Yeah, we have the clinic for Western Iowa, and we serve 400 MD families at the clinic at the Methodist Hospital and Yonkers Rehab Center.
Okay, Dr. DeGravels, thank you very much. And they do a lot of good work over there at Iowa Methodist Medical Center, and let's take a look at just what they do.
Iowa Methodist Medical Center's ability to care for patients of all ages and illnesses requires more than just technical excellence. It takes people, thousands of them including nurses and doctors, technicians and chaplains. They make the critical difference at Methodist. They make it more than Iowa's largest private hospital. They also make it Iowa's most comprehensive and most concerned. Iowa Methodist Medical Center. You can depend on us.
You can depend on Iowa Methodist Medical Center helping the MDA patients out here. We also have some other people here from Methodist Medical Center. Just give me your name, and I understand you have some names to read as well.
Yes, my name is Pat Wesley, and I have some pledges I'd like to read for $25 or more. Elliot Mann for Jeremy and Jordan Sovereign, Helen Giles, Megan Newell, Rhonda Wilson, and Bob Barnhart.
Okay, thank you very much, Pat. And now we move on to Ellen Hansing, also from Iowa Methodist Medical Center, and you have some names too.
I also have some pledges for $25 or more, and the folks that pledged were Dick Forbes, Jeff Butler, Patty Wells, Neil and Avis Kruger, and Elaine Marsh. Thank you to all those folks.
Okay, thank you very much. And your name, sir, and you have some names.
I'm Terry Lehman, Iowa Methodist. I want to recognize Darwin Schmig, Kent Abrahamson, Terry Fry, Jerry and Sid Tabach, Harry Galinsky, and Marlene Harborer.
Okay, that's fantastic. I also have some names. These are for people who have called in and donated $25 or more. We said we'd read your name on the air, and here we go. Rosie Sherman, Lisa Leapart, Rob, Patty, and Megan Thompson. Jim Bricholito, there we go. And Van Hoff and Lynn Sounderger. I'm sorry, I'm messing up names, and I'm getting kind of tired here, but one person who's wide awake is Sarah Jarvis, and she's over at the Fishbowl.
That's right, Steve. As you know, you see two numbers on your screen, which means that we have people taking your calls here in Des Moines, and that number is 276-6060. But there are also many hard workers out in the outlying areas of central Iowa who are taking your calls. The Algona Women of Today are in Algona answering the phones. In Ames, the MDA Telethon Committee is there. Lots of these people are taking calls, and as Steve said, if you mention pledge $25 or more, that we'll read your name on the air. So from Toledo, Mrs. Harold Carlson has phoned in a pledge. You see some of the folks who are taking those calls on your screen right now. In Marshalltown, we have a pledge in memory of Todd Kiefer. Robin Sloan has pledged $25. Now, this is a very special one. Mary Evans, our producer of this whole telethon, her parents phoned in a pledge. We'd read it on the air. Evelyn Welter has called in a pledge. In Fort Dodge, Jukebox Ray has pledged $100. Jim Huck has pledged $25 or more. Holly and Clay Smith, Kevin Gordon, A.J. Schaefer. In Boone, we have John Smith, who's pledged. Harold and Barbara Knight, Nina Gata, Judy Wilbur, Eldon, and Sue South. And I'll tell you, we've still got a lot of folks out here, and you know, up in the rafters, we've got a lot of people, and we would like to see them come down, because I'm standing at our fishbowl right now, and the fishbowl is a chance for you to come out and drop your pennies in. So all you folks who are waving on screen, come on down. In fact, we have a few kids here who've been patiently waiting. Why don't you tell me your name and where you're from and how much money you have?
My name is Nick, and I'm from Ames, Iowa, and we have $50.50.
And Nick, what special did you want to say? He told me he had a special message.
I wanted to say this money is for Jerry's kids.
Okay, well, Nick, go ahead and put it in. And what is your name?
Chelsea.
And you're Nick's little sister? And what did you want to say to the folks?
Cowabunga, dude.
That's right, cowabunga, dude. Come on down to the fishbowl. We have a very special kid. Jeremy, where are you from?
Madrid.
And Jeremy, tell me how much you raised. I understand you and your Aunt Kathy went out and got some money. Jeremy is one of the kids who went to camp, the MDA camp, was it last year you went? The year before. Well, now he's brought along a friend. What is your name?
Patty. I'm his mother.
Oh, Patty, how much money did you raise and how did you do it?
My sister went out last night while I was at work and got $125.
$125? Why don't you go and drop it in the fishbowl? Thanks a lot, Jeremy. What is your name and where are you from?
My name is Meredith Schroeder, and I'm from Urbandale.
And how much money do you have for the fishbowl?
$35.
Okay, thanks a lot. Come on through. And you?
My name is Marcus, and I'm from Texas, and I got $35.
Well, thanks. Come on through. And if you do raise $35, you'll get a special MDA TV8 T-shirt. What is your name?
John Roberts.
And where are you from?
Des Moines.
And you've got some money for the fishbowl. We'll have you come on through. And who are you?
Kelly.
And who's your friend here?
Haley.
Well, come on through. Thanks a lot, folks. Again, a chance for you to come out to Merle Hay Mall and drop money into the fishbowl. We'd like to get some of these folks who are watching us above to come on down and drop some money in, and I'm going to throw it on over to Steve.
Okay. The new MDA buzzwords there, cowabunga, dude. Now, we're going to do something with the phone operators again. We've had them stand up before, but we're not going to have them stand up right now. What I want everybody to do is just kind of start clapping rhythmically, just like this. All the phone operators, all you people up above, help us out, and we're going to continue to clap until everybody has a phone call. Okay, we have 30 telephone operators here, going to continue to clap, and I know the cheerleaders back there from Leon know how to clap, know how to get other people to clap too. So come on, help us. We're trying to raise money here for Jerry's kids. And what a bunch of good-looking people we have here at the phone bank too. So come on, ring the phones. I don't hear enough bells going off. The number here in Des Moines, 276-6060, and down there in the right-hand corner of your screen, you can see numbers for places outside of Des Moines. If you see your city down there, jot that number down or try and commit it to memory and then call here. And you can call more than once. We'd certainly like that to happen. So please do whatever you can to help MDA and help fight those 40 neuromuscular diseases. There we go. See, they're starting to clap even faster now because they just, they want the calls. So come on, call. Here we go. Call now. We still have a few people clapping, way too many people clapping. And that, another thing is I guess as long as they're clapping, I'm going to have to keep on talking. And I know I can be pretty annoying, so why don't we go ahead and call, please. Call now. Anything will do to help us. The number again in Des Moines, 276-6060. We even have Mary Brubaker and the John family back here clapping as well. So, still a few people clapping. All right, it's starting to die out. There we go. I think we did it. We did it. All right, everybody upstairs, give the people on the phones a big hand. Give yourselves a big hand. That was great. Thank you very much. Now we go to Mary Brubaker, and she has some very special people to talk to. Mary?
They are special. They've been special to us for so long. But before we talk to the John family, we want you to see something that was done a little earlier this summer. And, Jimmy, I want you especially to watch the screen over here and see yourself and see what a wonderful star you have been. Jimmy John.
Hi, I'm Jimmy John. I'm 11 years old, and I'm in 6th grade, and this is my last year in Centennial. And over here is a painting of the world, and the 6th grade did this. They painted this so that they'd know a lot more about the world than what they do now.
1983, I believe it was. We took him for a checkup, and the doctor wanted me to go take him to a specialist, and he kind of told me why, and I looked at him and I said, "You're wrong. There's no way there's anything wrong with my son." Jimmy was 3 years old at the time.
There are days where he says, "I wish I could walk. I wish I could do what everybody else could do." But he understands. He never complains. And I think that is so unique in him and children that are like him.
Last year was a great year because all my friends helped me out and everything, because I had curvature and my back was curving and I was slouched to one side. So that's why they put this rod in my back, because I would have been leaning like this if they wouldn't have put that in.
Jimmy's now 11 years old. He's done wonderful. He's kept quite a bit of his strength, and he's just now losing some of that. He's due to have his own power chair here within the next week or two, and should be able to get around much, much better.
I don't wish that anybody could have a child like this, but I think Jimmy's kind of special in his own little way. He's been an inspiration to Donna and myself, and I think he's been an inspiration and a part of everybody's life that's seen him on the telethon in the past few years. He's just our inspiration day to day. We love him with everything we have, and we hope that soon they find a cure.
I'm going to be an astronaut, and I'm going to supposedly fly out of this little circle and see things that nobody saw before. And when and if I get to go up there, it's going to be a great journey.
One of of the special people we couldn't do the telethon without. Jimmy, do you still want to be an astronaut?
Yeah, I do.
Well, I sure hope that you can go. You know, there's a space camp down south. Have you applied for that?
No, not yet.
I'll check that out for you because I know that would be a special thing for you to do. What they do is they take kids down there. I think you have to be maybe a little older, and then they teach them how to be astronauts, and that'd be a fun thing to do.
Yes.
Okay, let's check that out. Well, let's talk to Mom and Dad for a minute, Jim and Donna. And who is this? I mean, we've got another member of the John family, right? What's your name? Oh, you're going to be shy, Mama. Tell me about Tiffany.
This is Tiffany. She's 7, and she helps her brother and loves him with all of her heart, and she's very shy.
Well, that's okay, because I remember when Jimmy was kind of shy. Does Tiffany help you out?
Yes, she does.
So it's kind of nice to have a sister, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, good. Jim, talk a little bit about what kind of a year Jimmy's had.
Jimmy's had a busy year. In the last year, he's had a spinal rotting, and to straighten him out. And then he's been back to the clinic a couple times this year, and he's getting a new chair, new power chair.
Great. And of course, we know that power chairs cost a lot of money, many thousands. And as it becomes almost impossible for youngsters to operate the manual chairs, they need the power chairs. And Jimmy is such an inspiration to all of us. He's a very articulate young man. He does well in school, I'm sure, doesn't he, Jim?
He does exceptional. I've never seen him get in trouble yet.
Jim, what's your favorite subject?
Math.
Math, and I'll bet you're good at it too, and I'd better not pursue this any further since that was not one of my better subjects. But if you're going to be an astronaut, you've got to know math, don't you?
Yeah.
There's an astronaut from Iowa, and I remember interviewing him one time, and we'll hope he comes back and maybe you can meet him.
Okay.
Will you hang around for a while?
Yeah.
You look awfully nice. Thank you, Jim and Donna and Tiffany and Jimmy John, for being with us as they always are here on the telethon, and they inspire all of us. Thanks.
Thank you.
Hope you have a good year. And we'll see you again at camp.
Okay.
Is that kind of a special week?
Very special.
Yeah, it's very special. Well, you're very special. If you'd like to make a contribution for Jimmy John, call 276-6060. Okay? Sarah?
Well, Mary, thanks a lot. And we can help send kids to camp. It costs $350, and we have some folks here who are going to present us with a check. We have Sharon Page. Sharon, where are you from, and how much did you raise?
This is Amanda Smith, and we're from Evangelical Covenant Preschool in Des Moines. We're on the east side. We held a hop-a-thon back in April, and once again, we were overwhelmed by the response from not only the hoppers, but from the parents that collected the pledges. And we're happy to present a check for $3,276.
That takes a lot of hopping. Now, Amanda was one of the top hoppers. Amanda, can you hop for us a little bit? Can you do it a little? Okay. Now, how much did Amanda raise?
Amanda was one of the top raisers, and she raised about $130.
And she just keeps hopping. This is great. Thank you so much for coming out, and the $3,276 check is greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot, Sharon. We'll take it over to Steve now.
Okay, we had a big check over here. We have another big check presentation over here. The John family, they're looking for one of those power wheelchairs. Cost anywhere from $6,000 to $7,000. You couple that money with what we have right here, John Potter, and we might be able to buy one. How much money do you have here in the form of a check?
TCI Cablevision out of the Ames Marshalltown system would like to donate this check for $3,400.
Wonderful. I think we just bought a chair. Who do you have here with you, John?
This is my daughter, Tasha, and my wife, Deanne.
Okay.
Hi.
Proud to be here today?
Very proud, yes. We're all fighting.
Okay, Tasha, you want to say anything?
No.
Okay. All right. Looks like we are going to Dana Carden, I believe, and he's live somewhere. Where are you, Dana?
Well, Steve, we're right outside the mall where the volunteer firefighters are putting on a water fight to raise money for MDA. You know, firefighters have been a long-time friend of the Muscular Dystrophy Association. For example, nationwide, they raise more than $8 million a year for MDA, and well, they're doing a lot of that effort right here in the Des Moines area, all over central Iowa, in fact, and they've raised quite a bit of money. In fact, we have some examples here. One of the things that the firefighters do to raise money is that they'll go out in the various towns. They'll set up what they call a boot block. They'll go out there and they'll take one of these big firefighter boots. I don't know if you can see them here, but they're huge. They hold lots of money, and they'll go around asking for donations, and it really is quite effective. They've raised quite a money, and here are some examples. Why don't you tell us who you are, where you're from, and what you have in your hand?
Dana, my name is Randy Waller. I represent the Manson Fire Department.
We had a boot block last weekend. We raised a total of $742 for muscular dystrophy.
All right. Thank you very much. Congratulations.
Robert Bell, the Pleasant Hill Fire Department Chief, and we raised $2,000 for MDA.
Oh, very good job. Thank you.
Tim Coy with Polk City Fire Department. We did a boot block this past weekend, raised $750 for MDA.
Great job. Thank you.
Gregory Britcher from Pleasant Hill. I'm presenting a check from Crescent Voluntary Fire Department for $765.
Thank you very much. On behalf of Crescent, I'll take that. I'll try to take that anyway. We have some people that had cash in their hands here. All right.
Dave Leonetti representing Urbandale Fire Department. We have a donation of $51.
All right, thank you. Urbandale here in strong force. A lot of their fire trucks out here. I'd like to mention that Des Moines threw in $500 to the kitty, and Delaware Township, these folks back here, $643. So a great effort by these guys. I don't know. Let's see, 2,000. I've lost track of how much this is. Let's see if Freddie the fire truck can tell us a grand total of how much these folks raised.
Sure, altogether we've raised $5,450.
All right. Give yourselves a hand. Give yourselves a hand. Of course, the main reason why all these folks are out here, besides to give us a handful of money, is to do a little water fighting out here.
Well, this is a water fight we're going to try and have every year, and we just want to show you what it looks like. Get ready. Get set. Go!
All right, they're off running. We have Polk City Fire Department, and who are they up against?
I believe it's Delaware.
All right. Polk City looks like they're coming out ahead in this. Well, while they're battling it out, let me read some pledges here. People who have donated $25 or more. We have Country Fashion, Jane Lipovac, Mike Iverson, Chuck Deal, Greg Carlasio, Ray and Doris Dar, Bud Hamaker, whatever that is, Jason Lorden, Diane Carlson, for Jordan Buns, Don and Nancy Wood, Justin Stifler, I think that is, Bob Newswold, Fred Cohn, Linda Hageman. Ooh, Delaware's coming back strong. Look out, Sharon Shutterrock, Marilyn Rushing, William and Kathleen O'Brien. Well, this is how it works. You get on some heavy coats, come out in the hot sun, and start that water flashing around. Mary, if you're out there, I just want to let you know one of the things that happened here while we were standing out here waiting is one of the folks from the All Iowa AIDS Benefit came up to me, Doug, and he handed me a handful of cash, and he says, you and Mary are doing a lot of work for us with the AIDS Benefit. That's coming up at the Embassy Suites in October, and he handed me a bunch of cash. Just shows you that you might have one cause that you work for, but you don't stop the giving just because you focus on something else. Once the giving starts, it's kind of contagious, and it keeps this going on. So we support them, and they support us, and we'd like to thank them for that. Mary?
That's right, Dana. A little teamwork out there, and the phones are quiet here in the Merle Hay Mall. 276-6060 here in Des Moines, down the right corner of your screen. Phone numbers for the outlying areas. The sun was shining brightly outside, but it always shines very brightly on one Mary Brubaker, and here she is.
Oh, he sure knows how to say it, doesn't he? I've got Dave Butler with me, and you're representing Super Value Stores, Dave?
That's correct. I'm Director of Grocery Products, and I'm here to present a check on behalf of our retailers and Kellogg's for $1 a box Kellogg's Rice Krispies promotion. Okay. So therefore, on behalf of Kellogg's and our retailers, I'd like to present a check for $5,117.
And we'd like to have you present that check, and I'll take it right now. Snap, crackle, and pop for $1 a box. Right?
That's right. See your local retailer, and bye, bye, bye.
Bye, bye, bye. There are a lot of product tie-ins, and we hope that you will check those out when you go to the supermarket, and especially Super Value.
That's right.
Where else would we shop, for heaven's sake? Sarah and Steve?
Okay, I think it's time for us to look at the tote board again.
I know, right? And we've been getting so many phone calls, but not enough. 276-6060.
We can never get too many, and I think we want to see that thing change right now, don't we? Oh, just eclipsed the $100,000 mark. $109,049. Thank you very much, Central Iowa. Last year we raised just over $255,000. We only have, what, Sarah, about 4 hours to go.
That's it.
So we've got a lot of work to do in those 4 hours. Now it's time to go back to Jerry Lewis in Las Vegas.
$1,900,000. I'll take that. Very happy.
Quite well.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Okay, now, we want you to meet a gentleman in New York who's been holding down the fort. It's a joy to know that I finally got a friend of 30 years to be here with us as host of the New York segment of our telethon. Please welcome Frankie Avalon in New York. Hey, Frank.
girl for me to thrill, a girl who wants my kisses and my arms, a girl with all the charms of you. Venus make her fair, a lovely girl with sunlight in her hair, and take the brightest stars up in the skies and place them in her eyes for me. Venus, oh goddess of love that you are, surely the things I ask can't be too great a task. Venus, if you do, I promise that I always will be true. I'll give her all the love I have to give, as long as we both shall live. Yes, Venus, oh goddess of love that you are, surely the things I ask can't be too great a task. Venus, if you do, I promise that I always will be true. I'll give her all the love I have to give, as long as we both shall live. Make my wish come true.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Jerry,
Did you hear them, Frankie?
Jerry, I have a very special guest with a very special announcement. Dr. Don Wood. Doctor?
We've made some terrific progress. An MDA-supported research team has discovered a genetic defect that's close to and may be part of the gene that causes one of the 3 most common forms of muscular dystrophy, FSH, facioscapulohumeral dystrophy. And there's more. Other MDA scientists have succeeded in getting immature muscle cells to grow new healthy muscle after being injected in animal studies. This could be a major development in the search for a treatment of dystrophic muscles which control breathing. And best of all, remember Susan and Lenny DiStefano? We heard their tragic story on the telethon a few years ago. They lost their 6-month-old daughter to spinal muscular atrophy. But thanks to MDA investigators' discovery of the location of the gene that causes SMA, Susan delivered a healthy baby boy last Tuesday. They said, quote, "Baby DiStefano is the best evidence possible that MDA research does make miracles happen."
Thank you, Frankie.
All right, Jerry, miracles are happening here. Here's the number I've been looking for all day. Roll it.
Yeah.
$30,000.
I like it.
You like that one?
I like that, Ed.
All right.
I'm glad that I listened to you.
Okay.
Take it.
Here's the president of ERA Real Estate and MDA vice president, Tom Schmidt, and 2 more members of the ERA team.
Jerry, I'd like to introduce you to Valerie and Dick Rafferty of ERA Rafferty and
Hi.
Lloyd in Fountain Valley, California.
How are you? Nice to know you both. Please forgive me for being brief, but we really have to hurry.
Go ahead, Dick.
Jerry, on behalf of all the team at ERA, brokers and associates throughout the world, I'd like to present a check in the amount of $1 million.
I'll accept that. Well, thank you.
This brings the total ERA contribution to $1,700,000.
$1,700,000 from ERA. That's beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, Tom. Thank you all. Ed, go
And now
ahead.
a word from Metro Media Communications.
From New York to New Mexico and from Maine to California, wherever you find Jerry's Kids, you'll find Metro Media Communications. Hello, I'm Howard Finkelstein, the president of Metro Media Communications, the country's 4th largest national full-service long-distance company. Our parent, Metro Media Company, has a long history of support for the MDA, which started with the broadcast of the first telethon in 1966 over our television station in New York. Since that time, Metro Media Company has continued its support of the MDA, and the important work it is doing in its battle against muscular dystrophy. Now, 26 years after that first telethon, Metromedia Communications has a new way to help Jerry's kids. This year, when you honor your pledge to the MDA, you'll receive an exclusive invitation from Metromedia Communications. Our Every Call Counts program will enable you to help Jerry's kids with every long-distance call you make. All you have to do is pledge now, $1, $10, $100 or more. Once you honor your pledge, you'll automatically qualify for this program that can help you and Jerry's kids for years to come. The more than 1,500 employees of Metromedia Communications in over 60 offices nationwide are looking forward to helping you help Jerry's kids. And now, Metromedia Communications is proud to make a very special presentation to Jerry Lewis and the MDA.
Thank you, Metromedia.
They're our newest sponsor, Jerry, and here is Ken Ford.
Ken, welcome.
Thank you, Jerry. It's a pleasure to be here.
It's a pleasure to have you with us. Thank you.
As a company working to bring people closer together, it's our hope that your work will bring science closer to a cure. To support your efforts, Metromedia Communications has developed a program for telethon donors. Subscribers will see 10% of their monthly long-distance bill donated by Metromedia to help your kids. Jerry, to kick off this exciting program, it's my pleasure to present you with a check from Metromedia Communications for $300,000.
We'll accept that very happily. Thank you, Ken. I appreciate that. Okay, Ed.
President and Chief Operating Officer of the 7-Up Company, Fran Mullen.
Hi, Fran. How
Hi,
are
Jerry.
You?
How are you?
I'm glad
Great
to
to
see
be
you.
with you. Good to see you.
Forgive us for rushing,
That's
but
all
we're
right.
trying to do so much work in just a short amount of time.
Not a problem.
Okay, Fran.
Jerry, 1992 marks the 19th year of the 7-Up MDA partnership, and I'm very pleased to report that this has been a record-breaking year for 7-Up fundraising efforts for MDA. On behalf of everyone in the 7-Up family, especially our hardworking 7-Up bottlers, thanks again for the opportunity to have a part in this tremendous effort. It's my privilege now to present this final check representing the total amount of funds raised, $1,700,000.
Yeah! I love it, Fran.
Thank you. God bless you and
God
your
bless
kids.
you.
Thank you.
And my love to all the 7-Up bottlers. Okay, we've done our national sponsors, and we've done information, and we do what we promise we'll do, including entertaining you. Our next guest rocked this place with laughter last year, so we had to get him back. And we're so delighted to welcome one of the best comics in the business today, Kevin Meaney, ladies and gentlemen, right here.
Thank you, Jerry. Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here. My name is Kevin Meaney. Thinking about changing my first name to Eenie? Thank you. Eenie Meaney, figure it out for yourselves, folks. My parents' names are Mighty and Mo. Thank you. And I've got a brother who sells hot dogs by the name of Weenie Meanie. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. I'm not getting off with the Eenie Meanie jokes. Thank you. It's good to be here. I tell you, I've had a good summer. Too hot out, though. People don't like the heat. They don't like the cold. They don't like the planet. Just say, hey, nice day out today. It's too hot. It's too hot. I can't take it. Sweating all day. I don't feel good. I can't breathe. My shirt is soaking wet. Go ahead, touch it. It's too hot. Why don't you move to where it's colder? Because I hate the cold. I want to live in a mall where the temperature's the same and people are nice. I go to the mall. I go shopping. People mistake me for an employee. Ladies come up to me. Pardon me, sir. Where do I return the gifts? All given to me. Take anything you like and walk right out that door with it. Are you sure? I never heard of that policy before. Old ladies are stuck at the door with security guards. He said I could take it. I'm not a shoplifter, it's him. Look at him. Look at his eyes. He's hopped up on goofballs. My parents used to always think I was on goofballs, or on the pot. That's what they used to call it. You're on the pot, aren't you? You are on the pot. Up there in your room on the pot. What's going on up there? What's that crazy music you're playing? Who is the black magic woman? You better not be doing voodoo in that room. My mother thought I was doing voodoo at one time. Are you doing voodoo? I'm not doing voodoo. I found chicken bones under your bed. I was hungry, Bob. I was hungry. I grew up in a crazy family. We couldn't wear tight pants when I was growing up in my family. You're not wearing those tight pants out tonight, mister. You get upstairs right now and put your big pants on. Going outside with tight pants on. We're big pant people. You're like a crazy person. My parents were completely insane. My mother used to say to me when I was a kid, this is the truth. She used to tell me to get the puss off my face. She did. Get that puss off your face. You're not walking around this house with a big puss on. I had no idea what she was talking about. I'd be on my way to school. You're not going to school with that puss on your face. I'd go to school, I'd ask my teacher, Sister Damien, do I have a big puss on my face? Get to the principal's office. But my mother said I had a puss on my face. Where's the puss? I want to know where it is. Talking about the puss in school. I'll tell you one thing, mister, you're not going to summer camp this year. We're sending you on a pilgrimage to worship St. Arlene, Our Lady of the Bleeding Knees. And she'll teach you. I was always in trouble in school. When I went to grammar school, we had the A-bomb drills. We had to practice what to do in case the communists dropped the bomb on us. Like, that would be the first place they'd bomb. A Catholic grade school. Our Lady of Mount Carmel, ground zero. I got sent home from school once because I didn't put my head between my legs. Because if you had your head between your legs, you'd be safe from radiation. There were certain vapors that you could breathe. Mr. Mary Andre the Giant would drag me by my ear to the principal's office. Send me home with a note. Look at this note says. Look at it. It said, you didn't put your head between your legs during the A-bomb drill. What's wrong with you? What if President Kennedy finds out about that? He'll think the school has been infiltrated by communist spies. Then the Monsignor will be blacklisted and the Pope will excommunicate us. You get up to your room right now. And you go up there with your brothers. Your brothers have their heads between their legs right now. Your sister is constantly putting her head between her legs. We're put our head between our legs, people. Oh, moving along beautifully here. You know, I would like to do some impressions that you may have never seen before in your life, ladies and gentlemen. Some impressions of famous people's dogs. Start out with John Wayne's dog, the Duke. Well, well. Well, well. Okay, they get better. Relax. Don't worry about it. Jimmy Stewart's dog. Oh, row, 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 row. Row. These are famous people's dogs. Please try to follow me. Rod Serling's dog. Ruff, ruff. Ruff, ruff. See, buttoning the jacket really helped on that one, didn't it? Art Carney's dog. Ralph, Ralph. Jack Nicholson's dog. Bow wow, man. Johnny Mouse's dog. Bow wow. Frank Sinatra's dog. Scooby-Dooby Bow. That's it for me, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you,
Wonderful
Kevin.
as always. Terrific. Kevin Meany.
All right, keep that tint going.
Yeah, hit
and
it.
roll it.
Hit it, hit it, hit it, hit it, hit it. Yeah. Uh-huh. I love that. I love that. And here's Lisa.
Yes. Good work. You know, I'm a mom. I have 2 healthy, happy kids, and I feel so very blessed. I know how strong the bond between parent and child can be. But there's more than a parent-child bond between P.J. Dixon and his mother, Danita. They are in a lot of ways the best of friends, and I want you to watch with me now their story.
But I still have my son. We did not expect him to live past 2nd grade or early teens. PJ has a rare form of muscular dystrophy. In the beginning, it was very scary. I was a young mother and I knew something was wrong. Because the biggest fear I've ever faced in my life was not knowing how to help my child.
I'm 22 years old. I'm a senior in college after this quarter. I graduate next June. My plans, I've always wanted to be an actor, but I think I'm an international studies major, so I'm kind of gearing towards the United Nations.
We were fortunate enough that someone from muscular dystrophy introduced us to the clinic and to many good doctors there, and we finally got a diagnosis. Then when you know what it is, then all of a sudden you realize there's a new fear that there's not a cure, that your son may not live past his teenage years. And I watched him grow up and work so hard at everything. We had a routine when he was little. I'd get him up and I'd lay everything out And he'd do as much as he could, and then he'd yell at me and he'd say, "Mom, I need my help with socks."
She'd sit at the end of her bed and cry because she wanted to come help me, but she knew that if she came to help me, then I would become dependent on her.
Everything has to be adapted. Zippers are taken out and Velcro put in. There are eating utensils that have to be changed to fit his hands. That you buy a house that's got 2 stories and all of a sudden you forget that this child can't go upstairs. And my son goes up on his backside like a 2-year-old, and he's 22. My daughter is quite normal, and her gym teacher called me when she was in the 2nd grade and said, "Your daughter can't ride a bike."
We couldn't go and run and ride bikes and go chase each other and play tag with the neighbor kids because PJ's in a wheelchair. He needs help with his shower and getting dressed and tying his shoes and doing his hair, but it doesn't really matter because I'm helping my brother.
Sometimes you really get tired, and that's real scary to say that you're tired, but it's an all-day job. He can't get into the refrigerator. He can't see what's in the freezer. You have to do that for him. He can't get a glass of water for himself. You do that. There's no answer to why on PJ's disease. There's no answer. And maybe the research that's going on now will answer some of those questions someday.
I really think that there is a cure out there somewhere, and someday we're going to find it, and my brother's going to walk again.
I think with the help of all the people that volunteer their time and their donations, that this is going somewhere. They're going to find cures very soon for some of these kids, and that would be wonderful.
And that will be wonderful. I'd like you to meet this accomplished man, his beautiful mother. Here are PJ and Danita.
Thank you. Our nation was built on the premise that united we stand, and the way Jerry Lewis has united the Muscular Dystrophy Association and all of his kids and their families, we definitely are going to stand together. And with the contributions and your help as viewers, we hope that Jerry's kids will stand someday too. Thank you.
We love you. You have such a beautiful relationship. Thank you so much. Ed?
Let's welcome back the president of CompuCable Systems, the national chairman of the 1992 Cable Cares Program Committee, Sandy Freeman.
Sandy, welcome back.
Jerry, on behalf of the cable TV industry.
This is the cable TV industry. Mind you, we are on our own Love Network, and the cable television industry comes here every year in the body of Sandy Freeman, and listen to what he's going to say.
Jerry, on behalf of all of these wonderful people in the cable industry, thousands of employees who've been working very hard to help your kids, and hundreds of thousands of cable TV subscribers who have made donations, I'd like to present you with this industry total of $2,700,000.
Jerry, a tenth and a roll.
Yeah.
Very good. Here's a message from the Southland Corporation and your neighborhood 7-Eleven store.
These people have a dream that someday every child will be able to walk and laugh and run and play. Over the past 17 years, the hard work, love, and dedication of these 7-Eleven employees and franchisees have helped keep that dream alive. And now, representing the Southland Corporation in 7-Eleven stores, is Mr. John Thompson.
This is my good friend, John Thompson, from the Southland 7-Eleven Corporation.
Jerry, a lot of the members of the Southland family work all year long to raise funds for the treatment of muscular dystrophy. And they're working for that miracle that we hope all day will prevent and cure the disease altogether. Today, I'm proud to introduce to you some of those 7-Eleven franchisees that are making these miracles happen. From Mountain View, California, franchisees Joe and Barbara Galea.
Hi, gang.
And from Norco, California, franchisees Ty and Sue Bayoun.
Hi, folks. Welcome.
On behalf of all of us, Jerry, at 7-Eleven, I'd like to give you another check for $500,000.
I love it, John.
Okay.
That's $2.5 million.
See you soon.
I'm keeping count. He's coming back. Ladies and gentlemen, please understand something that I've tried to make clear on this program. It's very, very important. The Southland Corporation just gave me another $500,000. The cable industry gave us $2,700,000. It just so happens that Ed calls for that pledge board to turn at a time when it's ready to turn. It has nothing to do with our national sponsor checks that are being given to me. It happens to be a coincidence that Ed will call for the turn of the pledge board because it's ready to turn. But you must understand that that pledge board is turning because you've called up with your $6 or $4 or $2 or $8 or $10 or $20. That's what makes that pledge board work. The corporate money is going into research. There's no question about it. And the national sponsors' money is going into research. So is that pledge board. So please do not feel you're in competition with a $2,700,000 check and you want to call up and give $15. Your $15 makes that into millions. Please keep that in mind. Okay? Please run the tape.
Hi, I'm Brian. I'm the editor on this year's Jerry Lewis MDA Telethon.
And I'm Mary Jo, the editing associate director. Now we've made it real convenient for you to make your pledge this year because you can use your American Express card, Visa, MasterCard, or Discover card to honor your pledge. And for every American Express card used, American Express will contribute an extra $1 to MDA.
Please have your credit card handy when you call the number on your screen or 1-800-FIGHT-MD.
You got it, Brian.
Thank you, kids. Please know that this, the national sponsor, that, the pledge board, are two issues, and entertainment is the third issue. The third issue is a vital one. It gives you pleasure. And when you have pleasure, it's easy to dial the phone. You're going to get that pleasure right now. Once again, we present our favorite. Welcome, Norm Crosby, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Jerry. I'm so glad you talked about the money because I was just talking to one of the doctors from the MDA through an interpreter, and it's very important. No, I mean it. An eminent doctor. He takes care of people that get eminent. And it's very important that you understand what happens to the money, contrary to the belief of some ignorant fools who insist on aggravating this beautiful human being. Jerry Lewis does not keep the money. No. No, no. Ed McMahon gets the money. The money goes to research. He just told you that. Thanks to you, thanks to MDA, we have a laser beam now that a mother-to-be, a stagnant woman who is prenatal, can go into a hospital and they can 100% with a laser beam accurately predict the sex of an unborn fetal during agriculture. Did you know that? I'm serious. They look in her chromosomes and they look in her genes. And then they pull down her genes and they see what the kid is. They found out with the laser beam that if your eyes hurt after you drink coffee, you have to take the spoon out of the cup. They found out with the laser beam that beauty is only skin deep, but ugly is to the bone. They found that out. I mean it. Did you know that thanks to research in Las Vegas, Nevada, we have flowers and trees and bushes growing in an alkaline desert that grows nothing? When the first people came here, they brought in trees and bushes and brought in golf courses because nothing grows in an alkaline desert. Thanks to research, a botanist, a famous botanist came here and invented a plant that would grow in sand. A Danish botanist. Jesus, a botanist. See what I mean? This side understands everything I'm talking about. A Danish botanist came here from Dana and invented a plant that would grow in sand. He crossed a kidney bean. A kidney bean with a pea plant. Just a minute. And it did, wait a second. And it did not have the most beautiful flowers that you ever saw in your life, but it waters itself. I want to tell you, no, I have to tell you this. I only have a half a minute, but I have to tell you, God bless the people, what he does, the people that do it. I was at the MDA office one day, the MDA office, and a little old woman came in. She was bent over double with a little stick, and she walked into the doctor's office, came out 5 minutes later, thanks to you, God bless you, and standing up, walking like this. And I tears in my eyes. I grabbed her, I hugged her, I said, God bless you, a miracle. And she said, what miracle? He gave me a bigger stick. I gotta go. Thank you so much. God bless you. Jerry, Norm Crosby.
Go ahead.
I invited some friends yesterday to come to the telethon, and this lady watched you, Donna Green, and gave me a check for $5,000.
Oh, God bless you.
Isn't that nice from the audience?
Thank you. Thank you, Norm. Norm Crosby, ladies and gentlemen, comes to work and brings me $5,000. That's pretty good, I would say. I'm going to introduce someone to you who's pretty special. He's special because he's older than I am, and I don't say that to get a laugh out of you. I say that because he's not supposed to be older than me. He's not supposed to be alive. This man beat the odds, and every time I welcome him to this show, it makes me know for absolute certain I'm doing the right thing coming back here every year. Because he comes back here every year to remind me to keep working. He's my good friend, my old friend, Bob Sampson.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I don't use cue cards because this is going to be very mixed up, as you usually know. But I grew up in the Depression days. I was denied a scholarship that I'd earned to college. My parents lost their home. Everything that could happen to a family happened. And I was literally, as Jerry said, dying of muscular dystrophy. Thanks to the Chicago firemen who helped raise me. They got me a job, and I got through school, got to be a lawyer. You all know the story. And 40 years ago, worked for United Airlines and recently retired as a vice president. A wonderful, wonderful group of people. I tell you that not for that reason. I tell you for the reason that Sandy Perino, who's head of the National Council on Disability, went to Washington some years ago when her son was trying to get an education, get in school. That was the same story all over again. At that point in time, I was a vice president of my company and using my time to fight for the rights of the disabled in America so no one else would be discriminated. Then Mr. Lewis showed up, and I've been here for 20 years, doing what I can do so that no one else will ever have to go through this disease. The point I'm making is that I didn't have the guts to come out on this stage in the beginning. I had a watch. I didn't want to be used by anybody. I had dignity, I had pride, and I didn't want to discuss the terror of this disease with anyone. And Jerry said, I'll never exploit a child to do this. You must do it. And we've done it together. I have never felt that my dignity has been impaired by being on this show, or that I was any way, shape, or form doing anything but show the disabled in the light of productive people that we are, and those you have seen throughout this show. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not fun and games. The childhood form of muscular dystrophy, which I've addressed solely, is a serious thing. About 8 years ago, our family, I have a wonderful wife and a wonderful mother who've kept us going, 3 great kids and 4 grandchildren. We would have had 6 grandchildren, but we lost 2 to spinal muscular atrophy. A few minutes ago, the researchers have looked announced they've located that gene. This would not have happened had we known that. The other day we went to the funeral of a neighbor, and my son Rob had our two precious kids that survived with him. The youngest of them, Emily, heard Rob say, we've lost two children. And after we left the funeral home, little Emily tugged at Rob's coat and she says, Dad, how can you lose something when you know where it's at? And we all know that the ones that haven't made it, we know where they're at. And that's what we're doing this for, so that we can justify everything that's gone before was not in vain. Please help this cause, and thank you very much for your support in the past.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you, Bob. And for you, I have this.
We give you a number. We give you a number,
Here's
Bob.
a number for you, Bob. 33.
Yeah.
This is the MDA Telethon Network.
When we talk about MDA's fight against neuromuscular diseases, we're talking about an all-out war on 40 different disorders. That's right, 40. 40 enemies make for a tough fight, but with your help, MDA is making great progress. Through patient care, we're helping people live longer and more independently than ever before. Through research, we're getting closer to finding cures and treatments. And with your continued support, we can wipe out these 40 diseases. So please, join KCCI and MDA in this fight this afternoon. Please call us now with your pledge. Thank you.
Live from Merle Hay Mall, here's Mary Brubaker and Steve Carlin.
We're still here, and we're still doing very well. You can see we're up to $109,049.
Isn't that exciting?
And I think they're going to roll some new numbers up there for us because things are just coming in so quickly. So why don't we take a look at the new tote? Oh, boy. $115,135. Thank you very much, Central Iowa. You're doing a great job. We're not even halfway there yet, though, Mary. We have,
about 3.5 hours or so to go.
3.5 hours?
Think we can break last year's record?
Well, that was $255,000.
Right, a little plus. And, of course, it would be nice to go over that.
That it would?
You know, maybe 10,000 or so.
Right.
I mean, let's not get greedy.
Yeah.
Yeah, just 10,000 or so.
That would be good. Or as Jerry would say, we'll take $1 more.
Right.
Okay.
And you can help us by calling 276-6060 and keep some of these people on the phones busy. I don't see one. Yes, there's one person, 2 people, 3 people taking phone call, 4.
And I think we can do much better than that. One thing we do want to do with this cut-in, we want to kind of sponsor some kids that need to go to camp. That costs $350 to send a child to MDA camp, or an adult for that matter. And we'd like to see how many children we could send to MDA camp.
Last night you did it, Steve.
Right, individuals or companies. If you can give us $350 to send a person to camp, please do so. We want to see how many people we can send to camp.
Sarah goes to camp every year.
That she does.
That's right, and it's a lot of fun, and the kids love it. Now, you see 2 phone numbers on your screen at all times. One is the Des Moines phone number. If you're in another part of Central Iowa and would like to call in, be sure and call that number in your community. We'd like to say special thanks to the Eagles Area 3720 who are sponsoring the Pledge Center in Knoxville. In addition to answering phones in the area, the Eagles and their volunteers are setting up roadblocks in town, and they're collecting additional funds for the kids. And if you live in the Knoxville area, be sure and stop by the Eagles Club or just give them a call at 842-7177. Now, we have a few folks here who are going to be presenting checks. Chuck Powell is here, and Chuck, what have you done to help raise money?
Well, we've had our 3rd annual Bank Shot Big Red MDA Poolathon, where we have young children get pledges from people. They have the regular, MDA scavenger thing that we kind of altered to fit the needs of our pool place there. And we had 17 participate this year, and they raised over $1,000 for the second year in a row. And these three young men here were the ones that raised the bulk of that money. They were the two brothers here were first place with $311 raised, and this young man here, he took all the pool honors, not all of them, because everybody got a trophy.
Okay. Well, we'd like to know what you're here for.
We're here to raise money for the MDA tournament.
That's right. And we've got a couple kids who are going to help us, and they want you to call a special number. Now, what is it, guys?
Call 276-6060.
See, how could you resist a plea like that? It's great. We've also got a fishbowl here if you'd like to come out to the mall. We've got a couple kids who'd like to come by and drop the money in. What is your name?
Chris Clement.
And where are you from?
Des Moines, Iowa.
Okay, Chris, why don't you go and put your money in? We'll just keep the line moving.
My name is Lindsay Clement, and I'm from Des Moines, Iowa.
Great, Lindsay. And your name?
My name's Stephanie.
And where are you from?
Urbandale.
Now, Stephanie has $35 check there, so we would like to give her a T-shirt. That's what you get when you bring money down to the fishbowl. Come on in, kids, and we'll just put the money in. What's your name?
Missy.
And Missy, how much did you raise? A whole can full. Good job, Missy. Why don't you be sure and put that in? We'd also like to you guys can just stream through. You can hear the money going in. We'd also like to say thank you to Egamo ERA Realty for a volleyball tournament. That's okay. They raised $2,939, and XL Medical has sponsored a camp sponsorship. They have raised $1,189. So we'd also like to say thanks to them. What's your name?
Jacob.
Jacob, why don't you go and put the money in? Keep streaming through, guys. And your name?
Adam and Marcus.
And where are you from?
Polk City.
Polk City. Come on through. And we have special gifts for folks who are bringing money down. $1 will get you a Bulls, what do you call that, a bumper sticker or a picture of Michael Jordan. And your name?
Melissa.
And where are you from?
Des Moines.
And how much money?
$35.
Great. Put it on through.
My name is Mandy Kendall, and I got $35.
Okay, well, thanks a lot. And we would really like to encourage you to come on down. Go ahead and put the money in. Kids of all ages coming down. It's a lot of fun, and we'd like to encourage the folks who are on the second floor watching us from the balcony to come on down and drop some money in the fishbowl. Thanks a lot. We'd like to throw it back to Mary now.
Thanks, Sarah. Dave Vanderjut is with us from Walgreens here in Merle Hay Mall, and you're the manager?
Yes, that's correct.
You have some money for us?
I sure do. I have a check here for $1,627. We had a bowl-a-thon back in March with another company here in town, and we had a good old time back in March, and we'd like to donate this to Muscular Dystrophy.
It's $1,600. Could we hear it for that? And Dave probably wouldn't mind if you shopped at Walgreens just in a way of saying thank you, right, Dave?
No, not at all.
And you have some other names to thank.
Yeah, we had some people call in that donated $25 or more to the phone banks today, and we'd like to recognize Joel Pfeiffer, Tammy Valentino, Mildred Petosa, Dallas Cook, Dorothy Schultz, and Sam Galinsky.
You know, Steve, he did those names so well, he gets to host next year. Well, people will forgive you. I know they will.
I hope so. I hope so, but he did give a check for about $1,600. That'll send a few kids to camp. $350 it costs to send one of Jerry's kids to camp, and we want to see how many people we can send to camp in this cut-in, and we're going to show you a little bit what camp's all about right here.
We are bound together in our desire to see the world become a place in which our children can grow free and strong. We are bound together by the task that stands before us and the road that lies ahead. We are bound and we are bound. There is a feeling like the clenching of a fist. There is a hunger in the center of the chest. There is a passage through the darkness and the mist. Though the body sleeps, the heart will never rest. Shed a little light
You see how important that is to these kids. $350 sends a child to camp, and as you can see, our phones are really not too busy right now. We have 30 people here ready to take your calls. Let's see if we can't send a kid or two to camp. $350 an organization or an individual if you want to do that. And speaking of individuals who are helping out and who are bound together in this effort, Rico, what do you have here for me? Your name and where you're from?
My name is Dr. Rico Bertinoli, and I'm from Des Moines, Iowa. And this is for people who've donated $25 or more. Sue Musich, Leyland Bradley, Charlotte Derby, and from Ames, Leonard LePen, Nancy Habing, and Marshalltown, Wayne Hochhalter, and Annette Robner.
Okay, thank you very much. You did very well, and thank you for stopping by. Did you help raise a little money for us, too?
Kind of, yeah. I just decided to put my time in today.
Okay, that's exactly what we need. We need people answering phones. And we also have to thank the people down there in Indianola. Our special thanks to the associates of the Indianola Walmart for sponsoring the Pledge Center in their town at their Walmart. We appreciate their efforts to bring the people of their community closer to the telethon and the work of MDA. And keep on going down there in Indianola, and we're going to keep on going right here with Sarah Jarvis. Sarah, what's going on?
Well, we'd like to hear the phones ring a little bit more. The number 276-6060. We do have some money coming in. Mark Fallis joins us. You may recognize that uniform. Who are you representing today, Mark?
National Association of Letter Carriers here in Des Moines.
And what did you do to raise money for the telethon?
We held a bowl-a-thon in past February, and we raised $1,226.
Well, if that's a lot of bowling, thank you very much. I know this will greatly be appreciated. And this will help send kids to camp. Have you folks been involved before?
Yes, I've been doing this on and off for the past 15 years.
15. Well, I understand you have some pledges to read, too.
Yes, we have some $25 or above pledges to read. David Craig, Darlene McCauley, Connie DeLong, Mr. and Mrs. Mock, and Christine McFall.
Thank you very much, Mark. Good job. And we will now be sending it to Dana, who is out and about again. Dana?
Hi, Sarah. We're out at the carnival just outside Merle Hay Mall where lots of fun activities are going on. You know, wearing that cowboy hat last night, it made me think of the movie that I just went to with Clint Eastwood, Unforgiven, and all the shooting and stuff. So guess where I'm at? I'm at the shooting range, and I'm going to give it a shot here and see if I can win something. It's a buck, and it's a winner every time, so I can't lose here. Unless I shoot at Scott, who's behind the camera over there. I was worried about that.
Ooh, he missed. Aim a little bit higher on the can, Scott.
Higher on the can, okay.
Ooh, right in between them.
We could be here until next Labor Day.
You can lean over as far as you want to.
Okay, there
it is.
All right.
That's number one.
What do I win? Ooh. I have the whole world in my hand. Well, let's see. We want to go see the boss out here, the guy who's putting this all on, to ask him how we're raising money out here. Mr. Davidson, how are you? Good to see you.
Fine.
Well, you're back here.
Yeah, we're back again. We were here this spring. We were out at Menards this spring also. Merle Hay has us out here for the telethon again.
And tell us how you raise money.
We give 25% of everything we take in goes to the MDA. Last year, I'm proud to have everybody here that we gave $6,800, and we're hoping to beat that this year.
And does it look like you're going to?
I don't know. We had some poor weather this spring. We're hoping to make up for it and double up and catch up.
Well, we brought the sun out this afternoon. What more do you want?
Oh, this is a beautiful day. We just need people to stop by and ride the rides, play the games, have some food, enjoy themselves. What better way to give to the MDA than have a good time?
This is great out here. And, of course, there's a serious reason why you're out here doing this. I mean, a good place to come out here and have fun, but you take this personally.
Yeah, I know of 3 people that have been helped directly from MDA, and this is just my little way. I can't give a lot, but I can raise money, and this is my way of helping the kids that may not get a chance to grow old.
Well, you do a great job for us, and I guess we'll see you inside in a little bit, letting us know exactly how much money you raised. Thank you very much on behalf of MDA. Appreciate your effort.
Thank you.
All right. Well, gosh, we're so much fun out here. I think I'm going to spend a little extra time and hop on the merry-go-round. That's about my speed after stepping off all over Sarah's feet last night. So, Sarah, when you have a chance, pop on out here. We'll do a merry-go-round ride.
Hey, that sounds good. Thanks a lot, Dana.
All right.
And if you're going to be coming down for the telethon, be sure and stop by our fishbowl inside as well. We've got a few more pledges to read. Robert Cannon has pledged $25 or more for Trenton Helton. Brian Holtz, Stanley Shipowski, and Faye Thompson have all pledged money too. So we'd like to thank all the folks who've called in, but we need those calls to keep coming. 276-6060. Steve?
Okay, Sarah, the corporation's helping us out again. A guy here in the familiar green, white, and yellow of 7-Up. And, sir, who are you, and what do you have for me?
My name is Steve Smith, and I'm with 7-Up Bottling here in Des Moines. And every year during the month of August, all the 7-Up bottlers in the United States raise money for muscular dystrophy based on sales. And on behalf of 7-Up Bottling in Des Moines, I'd like to present this check for $920.
Oh, boy. Thank you very much, Steve. I understand you have some pledges to read, $25 or more here. Thank you very much.
I have some $25 pledges. Cal Back, Mark Whittam, Hubert Butler, Kathy Bainter, and Isel Hunt.
Okay, thank you very much, Steve. Wonderful, wonderful. $920. Thank you. Move over here to the Fairway guys. And all right, who's going to talk to me? You the spokesman?
You bet.
All right, who are you?
Rick Keel from the Des Moines unit.
Okay, and what do you have for me, Rick?
Well, I tell you what, from our staff there at the unit, we've had 7-Up floats and a bowl-a-thon, and we have $2,269.
Oh, boy, it just goes on and on. Thank you very much. Are we going on down the line here? You guys have a bunch? Okay, your name, sir?
Bill Stearns. I'm from the Altoona Fairway. And we raised a total of $13.98 through bowl-a-thons, root beer floats, spot selling, lots of projects.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. Fairway Store's always doing a good job for us. And Ray, your full name, please.
Just Ray.
Your last name?
Davis from Jefferson, Basco. And we raised $1,002 in our bowl-a-thon.
Oh, wonderful. The tote board's just going to ring up with this stuff. Thank you very much. And you, sir?
My name is Dale Jones from the Harlan Fairway, and we raised $2,100 for the bowl-a-thon. I've been given a card here for some $25 pledges to read from Nina Thornburg, Kurt and Troy Fee, and Debbie and Randy Atkinson in memory of Jerry Lowe.
Okay, Dale, thank you very much. I understand I missed somebody, and how I missed a check, I don't know. But, Doug, sorry to pass you up there. I am the money man. I'm supposed to grab this stuff.
Well, I've got some for you. We had a lot of projects. I'd like to introduce my assistant manager, Darwin Pike, put together an MDA golf tournament this year. Did a heck of a job. All our projects, we have $4,470.
And for all the folks at home, your name again, and give us a big smile.
Doug Monahan from Ankeny.
Okay, thank you very much. Fairway Store is always doing a great job for MDA, and another person who always does a wonderful job is one Mary Brubaker. Hi, Mary.
Thank you, Steve. I keep thinking they should sing. They look like a chorus, don't they? We want to thank William Moore and Sherry DeGrooveserver. Now, these are names from way last night, $25 or more, and Brad Bolton and Leland Fulton and Candy Carmen and Jessica Bonner and Lapoli and Michael Naylor, Sandy Gliam, Gary King, Laura Trestrote, Mrs. Schweitzer, Jean Ann Marie Powers, and Nancy and Larry Edwards. And adding to our star board here, Juana Sandberg has added a star for $250, and Larry Beam. The silver ones are $250, and the gold ones are $500. So if you want to contribute those, we'll be sure to put a name up here on one of those stars. Now, we want to stop for a moment and remember some of the people who are no longer with us, but who have been with us in the past and are the people we're doing this for. So let's just pause for a moment. Think about this before you make your pledge.
That's what it's all about, Central Iowa. We don't want to have to run pieces like that anymore, Mary.
Or add any more names to
That's
it.
That's right. And Mary and I and Sarah and Dana and Sue, we've been making a lot of noise here today, haven't we?
We have been. We've been talking a lot, and we've been appealing to you a lot. And we think after that memorial that it might be time for just a little silence.
That's right. I think we are going to remain silent. We won't say a thing until all 30 operators are busy. So go ahead and call Central Iowa. Make some noise yourself.
Do it.
Muscular Telethon. How much, ma'am? Okay. Your name? Derek Evans. Another member?
Get about 5 more people to call. Okay, Mary, it looks like everybody's busy, or almost everybody's busy.
That's a nice way to just pause and give everybody a chance to think about what this is all about.
That's true.
Who we want to help and why. And we want to thank everybody for cooperating on that silent phone appeal.
That's right. I think everybody is busy now, and that's the way we want it to be.
Right. Right, Sarah?
That's right. It's nice to hear the phones ringing. 276-6060. We have Ralph Fetters and Tom Ellis here from, well, tell us where you're from, Ralph.
We're from the Rose Bowl Tap at 1833 Hubble.
And what do you have for us today?
Well, we run an annual thing at the Rose Bowl. We have a lot of food that we sell, and a lot of auction and bands and jam session and that kind of thing, and dunk tanks and all that. And got a lot of volunteers. You can't do this by yourself. I'd like to mention Florence Miller, Connie Waddell, Annie Fetters, and Shirley Scoville. These gals really help me out every year.
How much is your check for?
$5,292.
Now, Ralph, you've been involved a long time. Any idea how much over the years you have raised for MDA?
Yeah, I'm closing in on about $70,000 over the years.
$70,000. That's incredible. Now, your friend Tom here is...
owns the bar.
Tom, I understand you have some pledges to read for us.
Yes, I do. I've got $25 pledges from the Dennis Klein family, Shirley Hare, Paul Banks, Joe Kloppenstew, Kelly and Stephanie Melton, and Kuhn Keltner.
Thanks a lot, Tom. Now, these are folks who have pledged $25 or more, and we would like to thank the Rose Bowl Tap for coming out and the check. Thanks a lot. We'll send it now to Mary and Steve.
And that means...
That means one more thing. I did want to say one thing. We talked about sending a kid to camp, $350. I know we got at least one $350 pledge, but let's take a look at the tote board. That's fantastic. Still have a ways to go, though, Mary. About 3 hours.
Doing something right,
That's right.
Steve.
No, Central Iowa is doing something right. All you people out there, thank you very much. It's time to send it back to Las Vegas. Keep on calling. Anybody who calls during the National Telethon and pledges $25 or more, we will read your name on the air. Back to Las Vegas.
See you next time.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Let's hear it. These kids are wonderful.
All right. Good job. Let's go. I'll see you later. Okay. Nah.
Good girls. Colton and Colton. Ladies and gentlemen, here's a marvelous, marvelous film. Freddy FR07. Clay, can you get a little closer so they can see what this says? Right there. Freddy FR07. A film made by Jan Akevsky. And it's produced by him, directed, drawn by him. It's a film that is now appearing in theaters throughout this country. And Miramax is distributing the film. They care about what we're doing here tonight. And they are giving us a percentage of every ticket that's sold to see this film throughout this country in this next week. We thank Miramax and we thank Jan, and we'd like you to watch For Freddy Goes to Washington, a film that yours truly is a part of, along with Angelica Houston and Billy Crystal and a variety of wonderful performers, but that comes after this one. This is the one that's going to bring dollars for my kids right now. So for those of you moms and dads who want to see a marvelous movie, go see Freddy FR07. It's in your theaters around the country today, and it brings money to us for more research. Thank you very much. Okay, Ed, take it.
Jerry, once again, a message from our friends at 7-Eleven.